Welcome all to NFL Pub Hub. Another Sunday awaits week 4 of the NFL season. Thank you guys for joining us. So many great cappers in the chat and so many great cappers joining us here on screen. We have Bobano, Wine Time, Birdie, our season 3 champion, making his debut here for season 5. We have Marley, Just My 2 Cents, Brizzy LJ from H-Town making his season debut, and Dutch Boy Fresh. It is a great group of cappers, and I can't wait to attack this giant Sunday card with you. We already have a 14-6 score at halftime over in Ireland, 14-6 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. Justin McKelvey, Stacks plays the day in. Henry over 80.5 rush yards, and Golden 50-plus receiving yards. Gorky, Eagles, Rams, Moneyline Parlay, and is on the Steelers here. Man Bear Pig says, let's go, Steelers. Great to see all of you guys. Scott, Dennis Garcia says, if you bet the under in the Steelers game, I want lottery numbers. How lucky can you guys get? Still a lot of time left, Dennis. But hey, I was also on the Penn State Oregon under. So maybe sometimes under bettors can get a little bit of luck, right? Maybe sometimes. I did catch the first half under, but losing the full game under in Penn State Oregon was frustrating, Dennis. Spenny Penny Bombs in the house. We got Tyler Flowers, Craig Wood, Big Mastro. Big Mastro was great in his debut here on our show last week. We got free bands play today on Falcons, -1 Star Child. So many great cappers here. Very important here. Very important. Happy birthday to Skylar Allen of the Nut Flush Allen family. 16 years old, a leader in the community, a student soccer star. We are very proud of you, Skylar. Happy birthday to Skylar Allen. And the birthday pick for Skylar, it's the Falcons, baby. It's the Falcons, -2. Or money line, however you want to bet it. It's the Falcons. Atlanta Falcons is the birthday pick. And happy birthday, Skylar. All right. Shout out to all these cappers in the chat. Ready to go. Kong's Clips. Serious Business. Star Child. Derek Reyes. Let's go over the most important information before our guest arrives here. The most important information here is injury-wise. Mike Evans is out. Godwin is in. Mayfield's good to go. Brock Purdy, not even on the injury report. Malik Neighbor is good to go. And, of course, CeeDee Lamb out. We're going to be talking about more injury news when we get into each and every game. I have 17 bets. Omer in the house. Great to see you. Kevin Ponachera. I have 17 bets. So now there's cappers on the show that are going to make me feel very uncomfortable about my first couple bets, and that's okay. That's part of it. But I'm on the Ravens -2.5, -120, and the Ravens double result at +162. I'm on the Bills -6.5 and Cook anytime touchdown. That together is -135 here. I have the New Orleans Buffalo under 48. I have the Lions, and that's -110. Lions double result at -150. I have the Patriots double result at +105. I have the Colts Rams over 49.5 at -110. I have Jacksonville San Francisco first half over 23.5 at +100. I have Jacksonville San Francisco full game over 47 at -110. Those have both gone against me. I have the 49ers -3 at -109. I have the Broncos double result at -138. Falcons first half money line and Falcons full game money line. I screwed it up. I thought Jaden Daniels was going to be in. He's not in. And I had my colleagues like Troy Torrance and Kyle Kerms move on them at the plus money and say, if he's announced, in, I'll bet it again at a better number. They were right. I was wrong. So I got -135 full game, -130 first half. I am on the under 41.5 here in Ireland. I'm on Cleveland, Detroit over 44. I'm on the Patriots -5. These are the 4 additions I made this morning, and the Raiders money line. There we go. And Dennis says, now, why would you play Jacksonville San Francisco game over? That's silly. That's great, Dennis. I'm happy I can be here for your amusement, my friend. That means something to me. That I can bring a little bit of light into your life, my friend. And I'm looking forward to that game very, very much. It is time to bring on our first guest. So of our first 4 cappers, 3 are previous champions on our show, season-long champions. And I'm pumped up to see what they have in store for us. Our first guest is our season 2 champion, currently number 1, 13-9 plus 3.42 units through 2 shows. And also, I am producing the show, so I'll be a little frazzled. The backbone here, Jose Bouquet, is at a wedding, and we wish him all the best. He needs some time off, so we hope he's doing wonderfully. Please welcome from Canada's black and yellow steel town, Hamilton, Ontario, our friend, Mr. Ian Cameron. Bobano, how are you?
I'm great, Jimmy. It's great to be here, ready for another NFL Sunday. Let's get it.
Let's get right to work. We start with the Philadelphia Eagles, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. We were most of the injury news today is wrapped around these very Buccaneers. What we know is that Mike Evans is out, but we are going to see the debut of not only Chris Godwin, but of Tristan Wirfs. So the offensive line will be fortified in a big, big way. Cornerback Adoree Jackson for the Eagles was limited Thursday, didn't practice Wednesday, limited Thursday, Friday. He is listed as doubtful. He is not expected to be in the lineup. Baker Mayfield is good to go for this one, which we expected. He's a bulldog. Let's get into the line history here for our guy, Ian Cameron. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now, plus 3.5. The look ahead was 2.5, plus 3.5 in his juice to minus 115. This opened up at 3 when it came out on Sunday, or 3.5. From a total standpoint here, Ian, we have a 44. It's minus 113 to the under. The look ahead was 45.5, and then when it came out on Sunday night, it was 45.5. So it has dropped. We get to the cash flow here. We have 55% of tickets and 63% of cash on the Buccaneers, 62% of tickets and 60% cash on the over. Ian Cameron, a huge game to start off our show. Take it away.
And this is a team the Bucs have played very tough. If you look at series history, they've really been an issue for the Eagles. I mean, there's been a lot of close games. There's been a lot of tough games. They've played well. And I was waiting all week because I wanted to get in on Tampa. I wanted to wait, though. I needed that offensive line to get healthier against this great Philadelphia defensive front. And Tristan Wirfs being back is immense. He's the best offensive lineman without a single doubt. And to have him back will give them at least a fighting chance against that Philly Eagles defense that can really bring the pressure. Not to mention, you've got a guy that's a willing and able runner in Baker Mayfield to escape when the pocket collapses. So I think those two things hand in hand, help Tampa in this game. If you look at these Eagles schedule, they weren't that impressive against Dallas. They did enough to get by. The Kansas City game could have been a loss if not for Travis Kelce fumbling at the goal line. And of course, you've got obviously last week against the LA Rams, were probably a game they had no business winning, down 26-7 at one point, but credit them finding a way. They're not a win by margin type of team necessarily for me on the road here against a Tampa team that matches up well against them, is getting healthier. So I like Tampa here, plus 3.5, minus 106. And I'm also going to take their team total, which just in case, Philly ends up winning by, let's say, 6, I think Tampa can still hit their team total, 19.5. I think they can get to that 20-21 plus 20-21 points here, especially with Wirfs back on the O-line, Godwin back at receiver, which will help. So Bucs team total is over 19.5, minus 125.
You are in business here. Week 2, Bobano was 6-2 plus 3.78 units. Week 3, 7-7 minus 0.36 units. Currently plus 3.42 units. Number 1 ranked out of 20 cappers here. Bucs plus 3.5 minus 106, and Bucs team total over 19.5. We move on to Panthers Patriots, Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. I fear that I have simplified this too much of selling the Panthers high and buying the Patriots low. When I say I fear that, there are cappers on the other side of me here. And I did double down on the idea, Patriots hadn't had a game of 5 turnovers in 2008. And I thought it was a great place to invest in them. I invested in the double result on Tuesday, plus 105. And then this morning, I took the -5 and minus 105. Let's get into the line history here. Bobano, this total is a 43. The look ahead was 45. It opened up on Sunday night at 43.5. It did tick up at first before it came down to 43. From a point spread standpoint, we have Carolina right now at 5.5, minus 109. Now, there are books with fives. The 5, of course, it was usually, I guess there's a couple books where it's not, but most of the books that have 5 have juiced it to the Patriots minus 115. And then 5.5s are around, and they're flat 5.5s. The look ahead was 5.5. This opened up on Sunday night at 4. And then the fact that it got hammered to 5.5 made me think that my thought process around selling the Panthers after the 30-0 victory and buying the Patriots after an ugly 21-14 loss at home was the right move. I'm a little nervous. Maybe I shouldn't have doubled down. 62% of the tickets, 55% of the cash on the Patriots, and on the 53% of tickets on the over and 55% cash on the over. Bobano, take it away.
Yeah, this one I'm with you on New England. I mean, I know Carolina looked great last week, 30-0. There was a lot of bad Atlanta in that result, in my opinion. That Falcons played obviously a pretty terrible game. I think you're going to see this be a situation where we'll see a lot better, obviously, out of the or better from the Patriots. That's one of the most misleading scores last week, the Patriots and the Steelers, because the Patriots just couldn't hang on to the football. Ramondre Stevenson alone, had 2 fumbles down by the goal line, the turnovers, and they were moving the football up and down the field. That New England offense against Pittsburgh. So I look at this as a situation where I think we get value with the Patriots. It's a game they easily could have won because Pittsburgh wasn't stopping them. New England was stopping themselves in that game last week against a Steelers defense that's apparently playing better today, which I was not expecting. But nevertheless, I think you look at this game here, New England, I think, coming off the loss, a frustrating loss. They know they played well enough to win. If they take care of the football, they probably do win that game. I'm with you. I like New England here, -5, minus 104. This is another one where I'm also going to tack on the team total. They scored, obviously, only the 14 points last week. They should have had a lot more. I mean, like I said, they were in the red zone. They were in Pittsburgh territory. It felt like endlessly in that game. If they hang on to the football, they easily get into the 20s. Maybe even they hit a 28 against Pittsburgh last week. It's all about taking care of the football. So New England team total, I will tack that on as well. Over 23.5, minus 115.
Over 23.5 and minus 115. And what was the side spots?
-5.
-5 at what
104.
Yeah. Minus 104. You are in a business. The Panthers are dealing with injuries, and we'll go over those. Do we think Christian Gonzalez makes his season debut for the Patriots? Finally?
Supposed to.
That would be extremely helpful. The Panthers are without Patrick Jones, their edge rusher. He's out with a hamstring injury. Wide receiver Xavier Legette out with a hamstring injury. Tight end Jatavian Sanders ankle injury, and then also DJ Wanham with the hip injury also out. And McMillan is expected to play. He was limited Thursday and Friday. He is dealing with a calf issue that's been kind of lingering for him. Let's roll on. Next spot on the board here is Washington Commanders, Atlanta Falcons. Commanders 2-1, 0-1 on the road. Falcons 1-2, 0-1 at home. We're Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. Looking back, I should have just at least got in for a unit at plus money. It was a mistake waiting. So when the news came out, I for whatever reason, I thought Jaden Daniels was going to play, but I should have realized that after the impressive performance, that there was that he could wait another week. First start since 2022, and the man shines. So I should have probably done that. I took the money line and the first half money line. I doubled up here. This is sitting at 3 right now. The -3 for Atlanta is minus 101. The +3 is minus 119. When we get to the total here for this one as well, quickly here, get to this total and the cash flow. We won't have to go through all of this once we get deeper into the show. We only do it once, so don't worry about time. We'll move quickly here. When we get into the total, we have a 43.5. It's juiced to the over at minus 115. Opened up at 45, so we've dropped 1.5 points. And when we get to the cash flow here, we have 55% of tickets, 60% of cash on Atlanta, 66% of the tickets on the under, and 84% cash on the under. Does Mariota have more magic in him? Bobano, take it away.
I don't think so in this spot. Now, last week, I actually liked Washington last week. I took Washington last week against Las Vegas. when you lose your starting quarterback like they did with Jaden Daniels, the backup comes in. How many times in that first game do we see the backup play well? And we saw it last week with Mariota. Now, that was against a Raiders defense that I don't think's that great. Certainly hasn't played that great so far this year. It was at home. They rallied around Mariota for that game, and it was one of his. Now, this is a former team of his too, but he really had a lot of ties to the Raiders. This is going to be a lot different. Now you're going on the road. This is an angry, embarrassed team that got shut out by Carolina last week. I still don't trust the run defense of this Washington team, so I think Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier can get the run game going a little bit, help out Penix Jr. Penix Jr. had a worst game I think he's ever had last week against Carolina, no question. I think he's better than that. I think he'll show that here in this spot. And like I said, Mariota, go on the road, do that against a better defense. People forget, for as bad as that was, and it was bad, and the Falcons, if they play like that, they're not going to win today. But for as bad as that was against Carolina, we saw them go into Minnesota and get one of the more impressive road wins you'll see against the Vikings. They ran the ball down Minnesota's throat in that Sunday night game. So it's one of these deals where don't be blinded by what happened last week. Minnesota, Atlanta went to Minnesota, beat a solid Vikings team on the road. So, like I said, I don't buy Washington going. And Washington, the only time we've seen them on the road this year, they got ambushed by Green Bay. They did not play well at all in that game. I'm not saying Atlanta's as good as Green Bay, but I think it's a good spot, good situation for Atlanta, and I think it's going to be a much tougher matchup for Mariota and Washington. And injuries, of course. Terry McLaurin, some injuries on other injuries on both sides of the ball for the Commanders. So now their AJ Terrell, their best corner, is out for Atlanta. That does hurt, but I don't think it'll come into play as much here because I expect the rest of that defense to really play well. So Atlanta, for me, money line. Let me just get you the price on that. Atlanta money line is -132.
Atlanta money line. Falcons money line at -132 here for Bobano. You are in business. We roll on. With the Jaguars 49ers, I hammered the overs first half and full game. Dennis Garcia thinks it's foolish. And for me, I was playing off of the.
Does Dennis Garcia know, like, Nick Bosa just got injured out for the season? Like, that's one of the biggest pieces out for.
I'm sure he's well aware of that. For me, it was playing off of the recency bias of watching the Jaguars win a 17-10 game against Houston at home. We're fair to question if the Jaguars defense can travel. We've only seen them one time in Cincinnati, and they looked horrific against Jake Browning. And then the Niners coming off a 16-15, very low-scoring loss. The public sentiment about how banged up. Now, we need Pearsall and Juwan Jennings, who are questionable. We need them in the lineup. Purdy's good to go. So I moved on both the Niners -3, and I went up against what everybody had seen last week from these two defenses. Now, I think it's uncomforting for me. Dennis is very skilled, and to think that I've made a foolish mistake here, but that was my thought process around it. And I didn't just hit it once. I hit it first half and full game, and I have the Niners -3. I did move at the wrong time. This has gone down a point. It is juiced to the over, but it's 46 now. This opened up at 45. So it has moved down a point, which is not what I'm looking for. From the 49ers side of things on the spread, it is a 3. Oh, it's a flat 3 now. Wow. Oh, God. That's not comforting. This was a 3.5. Oh, gosh, I guess it wasn't really a strong 3.5. Wow. Okay. So this is a flat 3. The Jags -108, the Niners -112. So clear, sharp money is coming in on the Jags right now. And you're going to hear Jacksonville backers on this show. 59% of tickets, 55% of cash on Jacksonville, 78% of tickets, 71% cash on the under. Ian Cameron, Jaguars, Niners, take it away.
I am with you on your over. I am against you with the side. I'm on Jacksonville here +3.5 -108. Jacksonville +3.5 -108. The over is 46 -110. So that's what we're at. Let me start with the Jacksonville side of this equation. Brock Purdy's back. Yes, that helps. Still a lot of injuries on both sides of the ball. Nick Bosa, obviously the big one on defense. I don't trust this team to win by big margins, but right now they won by 4, they won by 5, they won by 1 point in their 3 victories against Seattle, New Orleans, Arizona in their first few games. and some of those games they were behind and had to come back and win as well. So, it's just things just aren't completely right at the moment with this 49ers team. I don't know how good Jacksonville is just yet. I mean, we've got them at 2-1. They beat Carolina, they beat Houston, and those are two teams that have struggled. And then they lose that close game to Cincinnati, 31-27 in between that. So, yeah, there's some doubts about just how good and how much they're a better team this year than last year. I think we're seeing that under Liam Cohen, but how much better, right? And this now you're going on the road. You're facing a San Francisco team that's obviously had the pedigree over the years to play well. But I just think there's a lot of they've looked out of sync for extended stretches in every game, San Francisco, including last week against Arizona, against the Cardinals. That laying more than a field goal with this team right now for me is tough. So I'm going to take Jacksonville here plus 3.5. I'm with you on the over, though. I do think these two defenses are not what their maybe stats show. I think the offenses can have success here. So over as well for me.
And what did you get on the over? It
was 46 minus 110.
You are in business. I'm glad to hear there's a flat 3.5 out there. Because I'm looking here and it's moving very quickly at some of these sharp books towards the Jaguars. We have Omer on the Jags plus 3.5. Justin McKelvey on Trevor Lawrence interception. Ronnie Lofton on the 49ers -3. San Francisco 49ers, the Niners by double digits. Omer says, I think the Jags could win outright. Chosen one leaning towards the Jags. Let's roll on here. Next spot on the board, Colts, Rams, SoFi Stadium, Inglewood, California. I did move on the over in this one. My partner in Bankroll Blitz, Troy Torrance, hammered the over in several different ways. The over is now juiced 49.5. Look ahead was 46.5. Opens up Sunday night at 46.5. And then it just starts getting hammered towards the over. And that's what we see right now. Obviously, the Rams had their beating heart ripped out of their chest with the blocked field goal, return for a touchdown, and Rams bettors the same. Here we have a 3.5. This opened up, well, the look ahead was 5. Opens up Sunday night at 3.5, and that's what we have right now is that 3.5. Ian, when we get to the cash flow here for Colts, Rams, we have 59% of the tickets, 65% of the cash on the Rams, 54% of the tickets, 69% cash on the over. Take it away.
I'm with you guys. Yeah, over for me here, over 49 minus 122. The side is tricky. I kind of think this is where the rubber meets the road for Indianapolis and their hot start. It wouldn't shock me if they lose to the Rams their first game, but I don't know if I wanted to lay 3.5 against them. They've looked really good. Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor's run the football as good as I've ever seen, and it's helping Daniel Jones and open things up in the passing game. We'll see what we get from the defense here today, but this is going to be, a very good Rams team coming off a gut-wrenching loss against the Eagles. So, big bounce back spot for them. I still worry about the secondary for Indy. I think it's exploitable. They can get a pass rush. They can get pressure, no doubt. But I think the Rams can block it. And if Stafford has time, I think the secondary is still a little bit underwhelming, I guess you could say, for the Colts. And, of course, now you've got Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams. It's as good a duo as you could ask for at the wide receiver spot. So I see the Rams moving it against the Colts here at home. That Rams defense, though, it left a lot to be desired. Great point by Chosen One. I was just going to get to that. Kenny Moore being out for the Colts is a massive loss on the defensive side of the football, no question. And when you look at it from an Indy perspective against that Rams defense that, look, didn't exactly shut the door and play well, and especially in the second half against the Eagles last week. And their secondary got gashed a little bit. So I think both teams move the ball over 49 for me, minus 122.
You are in business. I'm right with you here. Let's roll on to the next game. I'm wondering whether I add to this investment. And again, I'm also wondering, I'm going to leave it to a bunch of cappers who are talking about this game to dive deeper into it. And again, I might be simplifying things too much here with this sell high and buy low that I think about nonstop here in all, Canadian football, college football, professional football. I'm on the Raiders here, and I want to invest more into it. I want to fade the great feeling that the Bears had last week. but the Raiders have looked atrocious. I can understand nobody being interested in backing them here. The Chicago Bears did what they did last week, still having to deal with all these injuries that are issues. And TJ Edwards is an important linebacker. You have no Grady Jarrett. You don't have their offensive lineman Darnell Wright. Kyler Gordon did practice, so you're expecting to have Kyler Gordon back. I mean, they're healthier than they were last week, but they feel good about themselves. And I want to bet against anybody who feels good about themselves, I guess. And the Raiders are a very angry group, and they've looked very bad. And I feel like I've now started to get a sign. The book started moving back. There was a heavy move from. I mean, the look ahead was what a 2.5. It opens up at 1 after the games are played. Gets down to a pick 'em. But now it's starting to move back to the Raiders, and that's what I want to see. -1 right now, -118 is the Raiders. From a total standpoint here, here we go. From a total standpoint, we have a 48 -115 to the under. The look ahead was 46.5. It opens up on Sunday night at 47.5. And when we get to the cash flow here, we have 55% of the tickets, 55% of the cash on the Bears, 57% of tickets on the under, and 60% cash on the over. Ian Cameron, take it away.
Yeah, so I'm only on the total here. Another over for me here with Chicago and Las Vegas. Over 47 at -108. Over 47 -108. When I look at this game, I think the Raiders offense should have a good day. They really should. I know Geno Smith, it's been rough. The offensive line's been spotty. But this Bears defense is still very banged up. And now you're going on the road and you're having to play. It's even tougher. I think this is definitely a spot where we should see success here for this Raiders offense here. And there's only been, can you believe it, 38 pressures from the Bears in the first 3 games of the season. So that pass rush has really not been there. And which should help this O-line. The O-line's been kind of a disaster for the Raiders. But if the Bears aren't getting a pass rush consistently, maybe they can finally block a little bit and protect up front here for Geno Smith. So for that reason, I expect the Raiders offense to be better. I think Caleb Williams and the Bears offense found a little traction last week. And look, they've obviously got Max Crosby and is able to get after the quarterback, but their run defense has struggled. Secondary's been gashed. The key is going to be for Caleb Williams getting the time. If he does, there's going to be some plays to be made because the Raiders defense, outside of a little bit of a pass rush, they've struggled against the run. Their secondary's been gashed, no question about it. So I think the Bears, and a little confidence now, their best offensive showing, albeit against a bad Dallas defense, but still, you got to take that confidence with you. I still think they can move the ball here as well. So over the total.
Over 47 -108. We move on to the game of the week for me. Ravens, Chiefs, Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. This spot here, it was my most confident spot. And I saw, and I hope this has changed. I'm waiting. When are the big bets going to come in on the Chiefs? Because this is not moving to a 3. It's blatantly not. Now, I see it a couple books at a 3. 53% of the tickets, 78% of the cash on the Ravens. It was 83%. And I was like, God, can the books just give me a sense of calm here and move this to 3 so I feel like I've made the right move? It's a -2.5 and -120. So this was a, around -115, -117. So now it's up to -120, which is good. I really, really believe in the X's and O's that the Ravens are buy low and the Chiefs are just average. Now you could say the Chiefs are buy low too, and that would be absolutely valid.
Yeah.
But I just see them as just an average football team. Now Xavier Worthy's going to come back, and is that going to change things offensively? Probably. To how much? This is when I want the Ravens angry group, but I am nervous that this didn't move to 3. I thought it was going to move. The total's at 48. Now it's 48.5. Bobano, take it away. Ravens, Chiefs.
If it wasn't a short week and going on the road for Baltimore, I think I would take a shot with Baltimore in this spot. That's the only thing I don't like. I don't like that you played Monday night and you're playing on a short week now here against a Kansas City team that maybe after one game, and that was the Giants, and I don't think they were crisp at all against the Giants, but it was the win they needed to get their first win. They got it. You'd expect that to give them a real big bump in momentum, and certainly having Xavier Worthy I don't want to make it sound like it's the be all end all, but it's a big piece to the offense, that's back for the Chiefs because they have very limited depth at receiver. We all know that. But having a Xavier Worthy back will certainly help quite a bit. And for that reason, this is an over for me in this game. And I know the Chiefs have been an under team, certainly the last year or two. Baltimore, to me, is a dead nuts over team, though, right now against any competent offense and quarterback. And even with the struggles of the Chiefs' offense so far, I think they're in their best position for success here. Worthy back, a suspect defense. Look at the issues for Baltimore. Is Van Noy back? I think he's out again. Madubuike is a huge loss on the defensive front. We saw it. Detroit all of a sudden running the ball up and down up and down the field, down Baltimore's throat. The secondary came, apart at the seams. Madubuike is a huge loss on that defensive front for the Ravens, and they looked kind of lost without him on that side of the football against the Lions on Monday night. So I think Baltimore is in one of these deals right now, especially with the injuries on defense. They have to score points if they're going to win games. And I think Kansas City against that banged-up defense that struggled against the two great offenses they played, Detroit and Buffalo, struggled in both games. So I like over 48 here, minus 118.
Over 48, minus 118. I wish this was our Sunday nighter. At this point, Ronnie Stanley and Kyle Van Noy have not been, as far as of late last night with my notes, they had not been announced out. They were still listed as questionable. Van Noy would be very, very helpful here. Over 48, minus 118 for Bobano. Final spot on the board for Bobano before wine time jumps on. Green Bay Packers, Dallas Cowboys.
I can tell you Nnamdi Madubuike was put on IR, so he's definitely out.
He's out. He's definitely out. And he was the only guy really getting penetration in the first two games. So it's a concern. It's a concern. Packers, Cowboys here. But if I forced you with $1,000 at the 2.5 line to go up to the window and make a bet right now, we split the profits. Are you on the Ravens or the Chiefs?
It'd still be the Ravens, but I just don't like the fact it's a short week off Monday night for them.
For me now, I'm almost like the shorter the better after you get fucking embarrassed and you're angry. Get out there on the field right now. We watched the Dolphins come back after 3 days off on a Thursday night against Miami, but I absolutely hear you. Packers, Cowboys here, Bobano. The Packers offensive line continues to be hurting. Zach Tom, oblique. Anthony Belton, ankle. He was a rookie trying to help out. Aaron Banks, groin, doubtful. It is a serious problem. Now, for the Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb out. Tyler Booker, right guard out. We know the BD's out as well, their center. So it's a issues on the offensive line for both squads here. Our Sunday nighter, Ian, we have this total at 46.5. The look ahead was 49. Obviously, that was before CeeDee Lamb went down. But on Sunday night, this came out at 49 again, juiced heavily to the under. And it's just dropped and dropped and dropped. So now we're at a 46.5. And when we get to the point spread here for this one, we have a 6.5. Dallas plus 6.5 minus 105. Look ahead was 4.5. Came out Sunday night. It's a flat 6. And this was a 7 for a long stretch this week. Now we have a 6.5. And we get to the cash flow for our Sunday night football. It's 84% of the tickets and 92% of the cash on Green Bay. I mean, God, that makes me want to bet Dallas, especially because it didn't stay at the 7 or go through the 7. 59% of tickets on the under, 63% cash on the under. Bobano, take it away.
Well, the thing is about these injuries on the O-line for Green Bay, I don't think any of these guys are that spectacular as individual O-linemen, whereas I think they can get guys to go in there and, kind of fill the void. And you're playing a Dallas team that, as far as, worries about the O-line, what are you worried about usually when you have O-line injuries? You're worried about the other team's pass rush and a strong defensive front. Dallas doesn't have that at all. So I think Green Bay can absolutely handle, the Dallas D-line, even with their own concerns on the offensive line. And we know Dallas's own offensive line's not good. They're Pickens, obviously, or CeeDee Lamb, obviously, banged up. This is a good spot to me with Green Bay here. I think coming off the Cleveland loss, I think we all knew that was a dubious spot for Green Bay last week. A wake-up call. Sometimes you need that slap in the face. They got it, blowing that 10-0 lead in the fourth quarter to the Browns. I just think they're so bad on defense that if you're going to give me less than 7 here with Green Bay in a bounce-back spot off a loss, I'm taking it. I think Dallas is going to have a hard time still getting stops against Jordan Love and company. So I will go Green Bay here, -6, -112.
Green Bay -6 at -112. Let's go over all of our guy Bobano's action here. Packers -6 at -112. He starts with we have the Packers. He's the over 48 in Baltimore, Kansas City, over 47 in Chicago, Las Vegas, over 49 in Indianapolis, LA Rams, over 46 in Jacksonville, San Francisco, the Jags +3.5, the Falcons money line, Pats -5 in the over 23.5, and the Buccaneers +3.5, and the Buccaneers team total over 19.5. Bobano, thank you so much for hitting leadoff for us. Currently ranked number 1 out of 20 cappers here in our 5th season of NFL Pub Hub. Bobano, please, before you go, tell us what's going on Hitting the Books YouTube channel, my friend.
Yeah, Hitting the Books YouTube channel, Connor Mack and yours truly. Mondays, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Make sure you check it out. College football, we break it down every single week on that show. We also have our memberships for the channel now open, where we'll be doing bonus content, doing a lot of bonus content with that. So check it out, Hitting the Books YouTube channel. The Ice Guys is over a week away. Can't wait for the start of the NHL season as well. So make sure you check that out. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Good luck to you, Jimmy. Good luck to everyone in the chat. And we'll see you and I will be back on the Monday Night Football stream this week. We'll see you tomorrow night.
I love it. I love it. There is our guy, Ian Cameron. Let's move on to our next guest, currently ranked 3rd out of 20, and he should be number 1. He would have swept the board had the Philadelphia Eagles not blocked that field goal and ran it back. He'd be sitting here 5-0 and in first. Unfortunately, he's 4-1 plus 2.8 units. Please welcome from Los Angeles, California, our friend, Mr. Wine Time Sports. Wine Time, how are you?
I'm good, Jim. Yeah, that still haunts me in my nightmares today. I had that game turned off, and then I got the notification that it was a block kick. I was like, what? Like, just craziness, man. But shout out to you for having me on again. Excited to break down a couple games. Got a lighter card today on a Sunday. We do have the Vikings going right now, and that's not looking good so far, but still another quarter to play. But I'm excited to break down this card with you.
Well, let's get right to work. We've already set up the Jacksonville Jaguars, San Francisco 49ers. So how are you getting paid, my friend?
Yeah, I moved on the Jaguars +3.5, -110. I'm currently seeing right now, last time I saw, +3s pretty much everywhere in this. It's +100. But yeah, I'm on the Jaguars +3.5 in this. I think the Jaguars are playing some pretty good football out there, and they're actually playing some good defense. But if I was looking at this total, I was looking at the over. I was pretty close to moving on the over. Didn't end up moving there, but I think the Niners are 3-0 going into this game. Birdie's been out the last couple of games. He's going to be ready to suit up today. Mac Jones has done a pretty good job out there. He got the wins for him, give or take. I feel like the first 3 games of the season, they haven't faced the best of competition. I think the Jaguars are a lot better of a team going into this year than a lot of people expected. Give me 3.5 points with the Jaguars. I bet them every single week this year to start the year. They've been good to me, 2-1 so far. I went right back to the well with them. I just think this is a somewhat of a, I wouldn't even say a fishy line, but I mean, kind of is, because their starting quarterback is coming back for the Niners right now. We're seeing the line go to a 3 right here. I think the Jaguars are absolutely live to win this game. I think they're going to be able to put up some points against the Niners defense that, if you look at the Cardinals offense, they couldn't really get anything going, man. They do a lot of that offense really seems like a college football offense. You're really trying to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers, see what they do in open space. That doesn't necessarily work out for the NFL because most NFL defenses don't miss tackles like college defenses do. And I think the Jaguars could honestly are live to win this game outright. Currently sitting right now as a +150 on the money line. I didn't want to take the money line. I got 3.5 points in my back pocket. Niners can still win this game, but I think 3.5 points. I think this is going to come down to the last possession. It's in San Francisco. So again, I mean, if this game was in Jacksonville, Jacksonville would be the favorite. And I feel like a lot of people didn't really have high expectations for the Jaguars going into this year. But at the same time, I don't really think a lot of people had high expectations for the Niners. And we did hear Boza will be out for the remainder of the season, tore his ACL. That's a huge blow to that defense. I remember watching that defensive play. He got double teamed on that one, and he was limping off the field. And I was like, damn. I was like, that did not look good right there. And but I'm on the Jaguars +3.5, -110. You can still get a +3. I still endorse the +3. I think that they can very well win this game outright. I know Purdy's coming back. He's missed the last couple weeks. I'm curious to see if he gets hit, how he comes up. We'll see if he is 100% healthy. I'm going to assume he is. I'm assuming that he probably could have been ready to go last week, but they probably thought that they could beat the Cardinals even with Mac Jones. But Mac Jones and Brock Purdy are the same kind of quarterback, a game manager that can make the throws if you ask them to, but they're not going to force the ball too much and not make too many turnovers. I do like the over in this game too. I'm pretty close to pulling the trigger on the over 46.5 minus 110. Haven't gotten there yet. I don't think I will. This is the 1 o'clock game, so I'm going to have some time if I do move on this, but I am on the Jaguars plus 3.5 minus 110. I think this is going to be a one-possession game. It's going to come down to a field goal at the end. Either way you put it, you give me those 3.5 points in my back pocket, I'm going to take it with the Jaguars.
Jaguars plus 3.5 minus 110 for wine time. And then we head to Las Vegas, Nevada. Can we all just move there already? Can our kids go off to university and we just fucking live the rest of our life there in a gated community of all gamblers? Take it away. Bears, Raiders, Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah, Bears coming off a pretty impressive offensive performance. Caleb Williams was making some big-time throws in that last game. Raiders, they start off the season 1-0. They've taken a couple losses on the chin the last couple weeks. I think I trust Pete Carroll as a head coach. I trust Chip Kelly as a play caller on the offense. I know the offense hasn't really looked rocking and rolling so far yet. I do think they're going to make some adjustments this week. They really need to emphasize running the ball. I mean, Chip Kelly's offense is always emphasizes running the ball first, run the ball. And that's what they got to do. They got to get Genty going in some kind of way. They have to get some kind of plays lined up for him. And I think they're going to have a couple scripted plays lined up to start this game in this. And I think they need to actually run the ball here and run it often. That's what Chip Kelly does. That's how he's been successful in years past. You got a guy like Geno Smith. This guy's been in the league I remember waking up in middle school and seeing that he threw for fucking 700 yards for West Virginia. And I'm 31 years old now. It's crazy. This guy's been around the block more than once. He was written off for years. He ends up taking over the job in Seattle after Russell Wilson goes and ends up looking like he's a pretty good damn quarterback in the National Football League. Signs a nice deal over to reunite with Pete Carroll. I think they're going to set this offense up nicely for him. I moved on the Raiders money line minus 110. It's extremely juiced up at this point. I think last time I saw minus 130s across, minus 125s. You can find minus 125s across the board here. This is in Vegas. This is going to be a hostile environment. You guys know Raiders fans. Raiders fans, you know that they got the fans because they lose every single year, but these fans still come out and they're rocking and rolling. They're excited for these type of games. My mother-in-law is going to be at this game. She lives out there in Las Vegas. She's a big Raiders fan. I think this place is going to be rocking and rolling, and I think this is a good spot for a more experienced coaching staff that the Raiders do have in Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly. Ben Johnson, don't get me wrong, he's a great offensive mind. I question going into the season how good the Bears actually would be. I think they're going to take a loss here on the road in Vegas. Give me the Raiders money line minus 110.
I love it. I'm right with you. I'm wondering how to add to it. Maybe do I go for the double result for the big score? Maybe the first half. I would like to add to the investment. Final spot on the board for you here, my man, is your Commanders, the Falcons. And we've discussed this situation here off the hop. And I have moved on the Falcons, and I give it out to Skylar Allen as the birthday pick. Take it away one time.
Yeah, I like where you're going with that. And I forgot what day it was when we talked about that line movement, Jim, on this game. That I think it was Friday. No, was it Wednesday? I want to say it was Friday. I think when they announced Jalen Daniels and McLaurin were going to be out for this one, and you could have gotten the Falcons at a more affordable price. And even last night, I saw them at a -2. I'm seeing -3s pretty much across the board for the Atlanta Falcons right now, at home against the Commanders team that's coming off a huge win against a team that we just talked about, Raiders. Marcus Mariota looked spectacular, but at the same time, there was a lot of points left out on the table. You think about a 35-yard missed field goal. You talk about a drive where the Commanders are driving and Marcus Mariota fumbles, I think they had a good performance. This is definitely going to be a letdown spot, which is why I'm on the under. And I moved on this just before we came on the show. The first half, I think this first half total 21.5 is pretty low for a reason. I don't really see much points being scored a lot in this first half, especially by the Commanders. I was looking at a team total under for them as well. I just think this is a letdown spot. You let Mariota go, even though I think Jaden Daniels was available to go today. I think he probably would have gotten cleared if they would have lost their last game, just because it probably would have been must win. But they had a nice win. Mariota's feeling amazing about himself. First start in quite a couple years. I really think is a very serviceable backup. We saw what he did when Jaden Daniels got hurt last year, but I think this is a letdown spot for the Commanders coming to Atlanta. I moved on the first half under 21.5 minus 110. This is very low, and I think both teams are going to really emphasize running the ball, especially the Commanders. I don't think they're going to have Mariota do too much through the air in this one, and it's going to be a very slow-paced game. And this game probably creeps out under the full game under as well. Didn't want to move on the full game under just because I think there's going to be more volatility in the second half, and there might be more passing. But I think this first half, both teams are going to come out running the ball with their running backs. Talk about a guy like Bijan Robinson, one of the best running backs in the NFL. Get him the ball, burn this clock down, and not a lot of points will be scored here in this first half. So to keep it short and sweet, guys, I'm on the under first half, 21.5 minus 110.
You are in business. Atlanta, Washington, first half under 21.5 minus 110. Raiders minus 110. Jaguars plus 3.5 minus 110. Currently 4-1 plus 2.8 units and could easily be sitting here 5-0. Wasn't for a blocked field goal at the end of the Rams-Eagles game. Spectacular work, Wine Time. Thank you so much for rocking with us, man. Keep crushing it. Great work in college football yesterday. And thank you for all that you do for us. Any last words for the Capper Sport in the show?
Oh, appreciate you for having me on, Jim. Excited to always share the screen with my guy, Jimmy the Bag, and talk some ball with him. I know you got a big day ahead of you. I think you had the same amount of bets I had this weekend in college football and NFL. So good luck to you, my guy. We're going to get this cash. Good luck to all the cappers about to come on screen. I'm going to be tuning in for you guys. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Love you guys. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
There he is, Wine Time Sports in the house. Wine Time Sports in the house. Now we move on to our next guest, making his season 5 debut here, our season 3 champion. And I can't wait to share the screen with him. Please welcome Kingston, Ontario, Canada, Birdie in the house. Birdie, how are you?
I am great, Jamie. How are you? It's been a minute.
Too long, Birdie. And your card is very exciting. So let's just start hammering away and let everybody see how you are attacking this week 4 of the NFL season. We start with Panthers, Patriots, Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. We've already set this one up, and I'm nervous about your breakdown. Take it away.
Yeah, I'm nervous too. Not a good spot to be on Carolina, but my model's showing value on Carolina, like significant value here at this number. I'm not comfortable doing it. They're coming off a 30-0 lead. Every trend in situational play will tell you not to take the Panthers here, but the number's not moving. The money's on New England. I have value on Carolina, so I'm locking in Carolina 5.5. I don't have a ton of X's and O's here to say why I should take Carolina at the 5.5, other than my model's telling me I've got some value here that I can't ignore.
You are in business. Carolina plus 5.5 and minus 110. We move on to a look that we just heard from our Wine Time Sports. And I love when this happens, when we have cappers on the same side, because I was tracking. There's certain years where I do track when 2 cappers are on the same side, and the ROI is very high when 2 cappers on the show are on the same side. Take it away. Washington, Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, I'm totally opposite of Babano here in his breakdown of this game. I think Atlanta's been the beneficiary on defense against some pretty bad O-line to start the year. Tampa was decimated. Then I got it here. The first 3 games they played, all the offensive lines they played. So Tampa Bay was decimated. The Vikings offensive line was decimated. Even the Panthers last week were missing 2 starting O-linemen, and they've only won 1 of those 2 games. I think Atlanta's in a bit of trouble here. They fired their wide receiver coach, Ike Hillier. They're moving their OC from the booth down to field level. I read a pretty interesting article this week. It was based around the wide receivers of Atlanta, and to a man, they said the best coach they've ever had in football was Ike Hillier. And if you look at last year, they all had career years under Ike. Difference being is Kirk Cousins was the quarterback. This Atlanta front office is all in on Penix here. They have no choice but to be, because I suspect if he fails, they're all losing their job. I don't think that's an unreasonable statement. And I know there's some folks that I respect that have been high on Penix, but I'm just not seeing it. This is probably the biggest game this young man's going to play in his career today. I just don't see why Washington shouldn't be the favorite in this game. I know that Daniels got ruled out, but I think one of the things that I respect about Mariota in this system is I mean, it's not a one-game sample size. We've seen him play multiple times in this Atlanta system, and he's been really good every time. I think Washington's fine here. I took the over. Now, 43 is not available, so I'm okay with the 43.5. I found a 108 at DraftKings, so that's fine too. I like the over 43.5 here. But I was gonna had to watch the money line here, but Skylar's birthday, and I'm not gonna poo-poo on your birthday pick, so we'll just bypass the money line pick. But I mean, at that value, I think it's an overreaction to Daniels not playing. I think Mariota's more than fine, and let's remember, the Falcons cut Mariota. They cut him, and not only did they cut him, but they cut him during a nationally syndicated documentary that was following him in that season. If anyone is motivated to stick it to a team, it's this game today with Mariota going into Atlanta. They embarrassed the hell out of this guy, embarrassed him. And I just don't see Marcus Mariota not stepping up here today.
You know, I don't. There's so many different ways to nitpick a spot, but the one thing that these guys will tell you at Mariota's age, hasn't had a start since 2022. It's not the ability, it's the recovery. He has the ability. He just played in his first started his first NFL game since 2022, and he was spectacular. And to ask him to do it again here 7 days later, it's the recovery that I question from Mariota here today. When you don't get a chance to get these reps over and over again, an NFL game is violent, and I question whether he's going to be able to deliver here from multiple standpoints. But your angle about how Atlanta cut him was one that I did not think about, and it is a very, very interesting angle. Over 43.5 here for Birdie on Washington, Atlanta. A big shout out to our friend Dabby Cab. He's rushed over to produce the show, to handle the graphics, and take so much pressure off of me, which will allow me to really dive into the games more. So I thank you enormously, Dabby Cab, for your teamwork and your hustle. Next up with Birdie, we have Chargers Giants at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Now, Birdie, you have a total in this game, and you have 3 different player props, and one you've doubled up on. So this is a fascinating breakdown. Take it away.
So obviously first start here for Dart. Probably don't really know what to expect. I mean, the offense can't be worse, so I'm going to go on the assumption that the Giants offense is probably going to be a titch better, just for the fact that Dart's going to have a little bit more mobility than Wilson had. I mean, there's not a ton of X's and O's in this. I just think the total's too low. Chargers are in a tough spot here, coming off 3 divisional wins, and then they got a big game next week again. I just think this is a good spot for the Giants to be a bit more competitive in this game, and certainly will be motivated. Dart's another guy where this kind of front office coaching staff is going to be tied to this kid for jobs long term. So they're going to get the best out of Dable today, Dart is. So I'm going to go over the 43.5 here. I have as you know, I gave out a few tackles and assists last year, so I have a model that I've created, and we're in week 4 now, so kid gloves a little bit here because it's still like to have a few more weeks of data. But I found some plays that I really like in this game. So Chargers, Troy Dye, under 3.5 tackles at plus 140. You can find these all at Bet365. Now, I don't know if the prices are exact because I sent these to Jimmy yesterday. So Chargers, Troy Dye, under 3.5 tackles. Giants, Bobby Okereke, over 3.5 assists at plus 105. And then Okereke again, I went to the alt tackles and assists where you can pick. I took 10 at plus 150. So that's 10 tackles and assists combined. And Drew Phillips, over 4.5 tackles and assists at plus 140.
It's such, I enjoy tracking your action immensely. Birdie. Chargers, Giants over 43.5 minus 110. Troy Dye under 3.5 tackles at plus 140 for the Chargers. Bobby Okereke over 3.5 assists at plus 105. Bobby Okereke 10 plus tackles and assists at plus 150. And Drew Phillips over 4.5 tackles and assists at plus 140 for Birdie. Now, Birdie, we move on to Eagles, Buccaneers, and our guy Kong's Clips is going to love to hear your breakdown here. So take it away. You're on a player prop in Eagles Buccaneers.
I can't pick a side or a total on this game, to be honest. There's just so many question marks both sides. Bucks have historically owned this kind of matchup. So to expand on what Babano said, not only do you get Riff back or Worst back at left tackle, but now the guy that's been playing left tackle, Barton, can now move back into his normal spot at center, and the guy that's been playing center can now move back into his normal spot at left tackle. So Tampa Bay's O-line got a lot better this week, without question. With one person back, it affects three people. Now, there's still going to be kind of a question mark on that right side, which is a worry with this Eagles offensive front, or defensive front, pardon me. So I'm going to stay away. I lean Bucks in this game, I suppose, if anybody's interested in that. But I'll tell you, Haason Reddick is having a resurgence in this season. Like, there's a man on a mission to get a contract because, this has been going on now for 2 years, so he's 2 years older. But my goodness, has he been playing lights out. And I looked, and his sack, just to get one sack today, is plus 165. I think he's got 5 or 6 on the year already. Like, he's just on a mission. And Eagles, another team that provides a bit of motivation here for him, just like last week versus the Jets, where he just actually dominated that game. I settled on Haason Reddick to record a sack in this game at plus 165.
Yes, and Kong is right with you on the Reddick sack. So we have the corner of Birdie and Kong Boulevard. Let's roll on to our next spot. Yeah, that's a
good corner to be on.
Let's rock on to our next spot. Browns Lions, Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. So I bet Lions double result as soon as I could. And I got a great line, minus 150. I thought that was a great line for it. This is one of the favorites where the Sharps have pushed the Lions, moved towards the Lions. We haven't set this one up, so we're going to take a second to set it up. Jack Conklin, questionable for the Browns. They're getting much healthier quite quickly. And for the Lions, Zach Cunningham, hamstring out. Daniel Thomas, safety, forearm out. Taylor Decker, tackle, is questionable with the shoulder injury. They need him in, and we expect that he will be in. They need him in. And then Muhammad, an edge rusher, is questionable as well. But we saw their whole pass rush step up like they did the first 5 games of the year last year, how they were graded, with Aiden Hutchinson in. We finally saw that. I moved on the over in this spot. I really wanted to bet against what the Browns are doing at home. I'm going to bet on the Browns at home every game all year. And do I fade them I don't know what to do necessarily. Fading them. I'm still nervous to fade them. I think they're a really good football team, except, they have Joe Flacco at quarterback, and he doesn't have a lot of weapons to deal with. So I moved on the over and the double result. That's it for me. And I'm surprised that I moved on the over. It's not a usual bet for me, but I really felt pretty adamant. The look ahead was 10. So that's just like what we had in this Panthers game, where the look ahead was one number. Then Sunday night, the line comes out at a different number because we see the underdog succeed and exceed expectations. And now we're back at the original number. That gives me a ton of confidence on the favorite, but I still haven't moved on the 10. And when we get to the total here, I got a 44 on the total. And here we have 44.5. And I don't mean to I understand that the Ravens-Browns score in Baltimore should not have been that high scoring. There was a lot of fluky plays that created a high scoring game, the only game that we've had for the Browns on the road. When we get to the cash flow here, we have 82% of the tickets, 90% of the cash on Detroit. I'm surprised at that. 65% of tickets, 62% cash on the under. Birdie, you have a player prop here, and touch on anything else because this game captivates me. Take it away.
Sure. This is interesting. The Browns are so unique, man. In 2023, when Flacco was playing quarterback, I asked some guys before the year started where they ended their power ratings on the Browns in 2023 in Week 18, and they were anywhere between 8 and 10. And I think we forget about that. And if you look at this Cleveland roster, in a lot of ways, you can probably say it's better than it was in 2023. Now, there's been some attrition just with age in that offensive line, and they're down some guys today. But I think the market rating on Cleveland is pretty low right now. Probably getting enough respect because that defense is absolutely for real. And it's ironic in a sense because in 2023, the Browns couldn't lose on the road. Couldn't win at home, but they couldn't lose on the road. Now this year, they're looking like they're going to be home warriors and struggle on the road. I mean, my model has value on Cleveland in this spot. And I mean, we're on a short week. And I don't think we can really underestimate the violence in that Ravens game last week. Like, there's just certain games where the violence level is just amped right up. You were talking about recovery before and earlier, and I mean, I would argue that if there's two teams this week that are going to struggle with recovery, it'll be the Lions and the Ravens this week, just based off that war they had on Monday night. I mean, you had the Lions going in there embarrassed from 2 years ago, and I mean, that was a war, and they beat the shit out of each other that entire game. And I think it's a bit unreasonable to believe, and we're seeing it in the injury reports a little bit here for Detroit and with Baltimore, that on a short week to recover that quickly is going, like, as you mentioned earlier, it's going to be very difficult. But I mean, I can't. I'm not taking a side here because Cleveland's going to London next week, and for me personally, I don't like taking teams the week before they leave. I've made this joke all week in a couple of chats, but that Brown front office coordinating with all those parole officers to get these guys eligible to leave the country must be a goddamn nightmare for them this week. So I'm not sure how focused Cleveland's going to be ultimately here. So I laid off the side in total. I do agree with your over here though, because I mean, you referenced that Ravens game, and yeah, the Ravens scored probably more points than they should, but the Browns definitely off the offense they put up in that game should have scored more points. So I think it probably evened out. So I like your look there on the over, but I settled with Jack Campbell over 7.5 tackles and assists. He's the young guy on this defense. He's the middle of that linebacker. He's the green dot, and the kid's just amazing, man. And
I love it.
7.5. Sorry.
Oh, I love it. Sorry to interrupt. Sorry.
Yeah, over 7.5 tackles and assists. Now it's a bit juicier at plus 130, but I think it's a great opportunity because I mean Cleveland runs a lot of north-south offense and a lot of that middle tight ends and even to their wide receivers. They just don't have a deep passing game. So he should get a ton of opportunity here to hit this number.
I love it. DC Capper moving on the Browns plus 10. So we roll on to, we have 3 games left, and I really want to spend some time on the Ravens-Chiefs game. So 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern, we have Colts-Rams at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. You have side and 2 player props. We've already set this one up, so take it away, Birdie.
Yeah, so I not a comfortable spot for me at all. I have great high level of respect for what Troy does and his system or model. And I know he's very bullish on the plus 3.5 going, fading it. So all I'll say on this is I said in the Tuesday chat that I thought the Seattle market rating hasn't caught up to Seattle yet. And that's why I felt like there's value on Seattle still. I'm going to say the same thing here about the Colts. I don't think the market rating has caught up to the Colts yet. And yes, it's a 3.5 line, but after this week or next week, perhaps this isn't the true value of this line. This line maybe shouldn't be plus 3.5. So that's like, I mean, I'm not confident on this at all, but my model's showing that Colts are a solid play here for me. And I do think the 3.5 is more based on current market perception of the Colts than actual reality. And if it was reality, I don't think we see this plus 3.5 number. So not comfortable. I hate going against Troy, especially in these spots, and fully expect to not be happy when this game's over. The next 2 plays, I have Colts, Mekhi Blackman over 1.5 assists at plus 200. I love that bet. I think that's the best bet of the week. Colts, Zaire Franklin under 4.5 tackles at plus 110.
I love it. Mekhi Blackman over 1.5 assists at plus 200. The best of the week, says our guy Birdie. Zaire Franklin under 4.5 tackles at plus 110. Colts plus 3.5 minus 110. Then we get the Ravens Chiefs. Dennis Garcia said here a second ago, he said, Birdie just talked me into Kansas City straight. And I said, well, wait till you hear him break down the game. Take it away, Birdie, the big one, Ravens Chiefs.
You're on vacation. You're supposed to be relaxed and happy, not obnoxious and dickish. Relax, man. Relax. Calm it down the middle. You've been pretty high strung today. Anyway, Kansas City money line. I'm taking at plus 125. Totally understand the Ravens look. I get it. This isn't like I think I know more than everybody else. It's not that whatsoever. I have value on Kansas City still in my model. I think the Ravens are definitely overvalued in the market. I mean, we want to believe that there's something that potentially they're not, especially on defense. They're really struggling. And losing that defensive end, I think, and I've been hearing his career might be over. Um, so it's not like it's just an injury where, okay, we're losing this guy. Like there's a lot more to this when you start talking about a brother who may not be able to play football again the rest of his life. Now that's not confirmed. It's just some stuff that I've heard and read. This neck injury is pretty serious. But other than my model showing value on Kansas City, I think if there's one team in the National Football League that values the first round bye in the playoffs and understand it's important, is the Kansas City Chiefs. And for all intents and purposes, the loser of this game has zero chance at that first round bye. So I mean, I do understand the value Kansas City puts in that. And I think we're going to see the best Kansas City team we've seen this season. Now, I sent Jimmy a 10-page article on why the Chiefs might have value coming into this year. It's kind of coming to fruition a bit on defense. Little concerned about Jones, but Jones is at his aunt's funeral and be flying into this game. So I don't know how much that's going to affect it. Obviously, I'm concerned whenever someone has a bit of a lack of focus and then coming into play can always be a bit concerning. But then again, we've seen when players are playing for folks that passed away, they tend to have career games sometimes in those moments. I just think this is a really good spot for Kansas City. I mean, I understand and I respect the buy lows and such, but I'm not sure winning a game in New York is that kind of a sell high spot for Kansas City, especially at 1-2. Both of these teams are desperate for wins. This is going to be another just ridiculously physical football game. And I mean, I have one team that has full allotment of rest. I have another team that just got the crap kicked out of them physically on short rest, and they're traveling, I believe. I think this is in Kansas City. I just think that's enough for me to put me on Kansas City here, and I'll take the money line at plus 125.
Kansas City money line plus 125 and the under 48.5. We roll on.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, and the under 48.5. I think that's the best bet in this game because both of these teams, there is no value in trying to go score for score here. A, I don't think Kansas City can do that, and B, with the injuries Ravens have on the defense, it is in their best interest to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field, regardless of what you think of this Kansas City offense. It just if they want to get into a shootout here, that would be a massive mistake in my opinion. I think this is a beauty under. Sorry.
No, I get it. They have to. If you're on the Chiefs, you like the under. If you're on the Ravens, you like the over. I guess it's maybe that simple. Birdie, you're great stuff. It's great having you back in business with us. Your final spot on the board, our Sunday nighter, Packers, Cowboys. We got to be kind of tight here. Take it away.
Cowboys. I have zero X's and O's for this. I watch the market like Jimmy does. How this game isn't 9 is absolutely. I mean, I can't fathom. I've never seen anything like this. I don't understand why this line's still 6.5. It makes zero sense. It just makes zero sense. I use odds logic, and the money I'm seeing and ticket counts I'm seeing on that site is just ridiculous. I don't understand it. And if this does move to 7, so they've taken Green Bay money all week at just a crazy record amount, and now they're going to potentially move this to 7 by game time, which is going to bring in all those long teasers on Green Bay. Every money line parlay is going to be on Green Bay. I mean, I fully expect to lose this bet and look foolish, but there's just, as a serious gambler, there's just no way I can not make this bet on Dallas. I'm not telling people to bet the Dallas money line, but I think you would make way worse bets this year if you just dabbed a little bit of pizza money on the Dallas money line here. Don't ask me how they're going to do it because I have no goddamn clue. But it's just something. I just can't figure this out, and it's been bugging me for 3 days, like legitimately.
it's I completely understand your thought process. Like I'm sitting here going, well, I have to bet Dallas, but don't ask me why other than the market here. I mean, we're at 93-94% of the cash coming in on the Packers. They're not moving the number. It's insane. I think the Cowboys have to be bet. You're also on the over 46.5 in Packers Cowboys as well. You want to touch on that briefly?
Yeah, both these teams should score. The victory I can see for Dallas is outscoring Green Bay, which could happen here. It's the only path of victory. It's the only way I can kind of see how Dallas covers this number is if they can score 30 points or more, and it could happen here because I'm not big on this. I know makes a big difference, but I'm ultimately not overall impressed with the Green Bay defense, which might be a mistake.
Spectacular work. Dallas +7 and the over 46.5 in Green Bay, Dallas. Kansas City money line and the under 48.5. Zaire Franklin under 4.5 tackles a +110. Mekhi Blackman over 1.5 assists a +200. Says best spot on the board. And Colts +3.5. Jack Campbell over 7.5 tackles and assists a -130. Hassan Reddick sack a +165. Drew Phillips over 4.5 tackles and assists a +140. Bobby Okereke 10+ tackles assists a +150. And over 3.5 assists at +105. Troy Dye under 3.5 tackles at +140. Chargers Giants over 43.5 -110. Atlanta Washington over 43.5 -108. And Carolina +5.5 at -110. Birdie, you're a monster. Everybody in the chat, isn't it great to have Birdie back, man? Let him know we've missed you. Thank you for rocking with us and dropping your expertise, angles, and analysis. Birdie, any last words for the Capper supporting the show?
Regardless of what happens this week, the sex appeal on this show this week just went through the roof. You're welcome. Let's get that money.
There he is. There he is. Birdie in the house. We bring on our next guest. He was second to Birdie in season 3. Then he won season 4 outright. Season 5 got off to a rough start. 1-4 -3.1 units. But we have to bring him back as soon as possible because we know what he has done. 1 week does not a season make. So let's watch the bounce back. Star of Brothers and Bets. Please welcome our guy Marley in the house. Marley, what's good, man? How are you?
What's good, Jimmy? What's good? I'm good, man. Can't complain.
Oh, let's get right to work. Marley. So I'm a little under the weather, doing my best to battle through it. Let's roll. We start with Chargers Giants, MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Excuse me. This game has not been set up by us yet. So we're going to briefly just touch on this. We're a little behind schedule, so we're just going to be pretty brief here. But we have a 43.5 is this total. It's Jackson Dart's first game in the NFL. The look ahead was 45.5, opened up Sunday night at 44.5. So we've had a 1-point move towards the under. On the point spread here, we have the Giants +6 at -113. The look ahead with Russell Wilson was 6. But when this opened up on Sunday night with the idea that Dart would be starting, it was a 5.5. It got up to 6.5. Now it's back at 6. So basically no movement. And then when we get to the cash flow here, we have 75% of the tickets on the Chargers, but 68% of the cash. So 25% of the tickets on the Giants and 32% of the cash, obviously. And then 80% of tickets on the under and 74% cash on that under. Marley, it is great to have you back in business. We love Brothers and Bets. We want to see the bounce back. We want to see it in all its glory.
Let's go.
Take it away.
Let's get it. Man, shout out to Birdie, man. I love watching that guy. Cap, man. He's a genius. Let's get to work. So this game, I was I was trying to find a way to get on the 6 with the Giants. Chargers, West Coast, traveling, East Coast, early game, big game next week. Got all the makings for maybe at least a cover, I thought, for the Giants. I couldn't find it. The Giants, their offense is it's terrible. Offense and defense is terrible. I don't know if we can blame all of that on Russell Wilson. Yeah, he's not the Russ that he once was, but shit. Other than the Cowboy game, what have we saw? 9 points against the Chiefs, 6 in Washington. I had them in that Washington game, and they played like shit in that Washington game. So I couldn't find the angle. Do I think the Chargers are going to come out and blaze them offensively. That's just not their game plan. That's kind of not how they operate offensively anyway. So what I did was, Jimmy, I took the team total for the Giants and I went under. I got it at a 19.5. The Chargers defense, it travels. It's going to play. I'm not too worried about them. Maybe do they have to wait? Maybe you got Jackson Dart coming in. You kind of don't know a little bit. He played decently in the preseason. He's still a rookie. It's still his first time seeing the NFL defense, and he's going up against probably, at least in my opinion, top 10. Probably want to give him more there. They only allow 16 points a game, less than 200 yards passing the game, less than 100 yards rushing the game. Hardball, they're going to come out here and play. I don't think they're going to lack energy. So I think maybe you can get a tight game as far as, the spread is concerned. Maybe the Giants can cover. Maybe you get some energy with Dart. I kind of like Scatterboo. Neighbors is, phenomenal talent, but they're giving up 27 points per game. They're giving up 250 passing. They're giving up 100, over 150 yards rushing. Like, it's nothing I can stand behind on the Giants team. So I like the under 19.5. I don't think they're gonna. Maybe Dart can give you 2 touchdowns. Maybe that's what you got to hope on. Maybe he can give you 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Maybe I don't think the defense is going to give you a bunch of turnovers. Herbert's been playing great, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, almost 1,000 yards, 860 yards. I think Hampton's going to have a big day rushing the ball because the Giants' defense it's not good. So I think they'll maybe do what they want. Maybe you get a tight game, but I like the under at 19.5 team total Giants.
Giants team total under 19.5. It's available right now offshore. I'm looking at minus 118. Let me know if you can beat that minus 118 right now, Marley, my man.
I got a 115.
Okay,
let's what I got from you, AJ.
Save 3 cents there for sure. Anthony Velez on a Dart touchdown here. We have Colts Rams next spot on the board for you, Marley. Take it away, my friend.
Man, I heard your breakdown. Who are you talking to? It might have been Ian. And who did you do the show early in the week with?
Over 49 minus 122 for Ian.
I'm opposite of that. That was the pick. I like the under here. And I'll tell you why, Jimmy. Look.
Sure.
I know, offensive. I'm not. All right, I'm going to start here. Daniel Jones. You guys are, you flipped on that? You guys are a believer in Daniel Jones now after 3 games?
I was very excited about the move to Daniel Jones. So when they announced the move, I took their win total over. We have an offensive line that can protect him so we can see what he can do as a quarterback. And I think that if you were to sell Daniel Jones now, I think that probably makes sense because he's been absolutely spectacular. But, I was excited about the move. I'm not a big Anthony Richardson fan, and I think Steichen is a genius. And
I like the coach. Love the offensive line. I'm not sure about Daniel Jones yet. I'm not so. I don't know if I trust him to go on the road in a big game against a good team and win it. Like Daniel Jones win it. Because I don't know how Pittman, love Pittman, great running back. He's proved it over the last couple of years. He's been very solid. I don't know how much they're going to be able to run the ball against this Rams defense. Defense is really good up front on the defensive line. The back end, not as much, but I think they can stop the run. I think they can at least slow it down. I don't know how much I believe in Daniel Jones to air it out. They played Miami. What do we think of Miami? The Broncos, I don't know what the Broncos are going to be. I'm not so sold on the Broncos. And then the Titans. I ain't sold on the Titans neither defensively. So I don't trust Daniel Jones quite just yet. I'm not saying he's the Daniel Jones with the Giants, but I don't trust that. And then I look at the Rams defense. They're only allowing 20 points a game. I club back. I look at the Colts defense. The Colts defense has been balling out this year so far. 18 points a game, less than 200 yards, less than 100 yards rushing. So I think, one, I like the Rams offense over the Colts defense, but I don't think McVay and them guys are going to I don't think they're going to want to get into a shootout. I don't think this will be a shootout. I don't think it'll be necessarily a defensive game, but I just think 50 think we can get enough stops here in between on getting up to 50. I like Kyron Williams' last couple games. He's been running the ball well. I think you get a pissed off Rams team that had that game against Philly, at least in the first half. I don't know what happened in the second half, but I don't think Daniel Jones is Jalen Hurts. I think both teams want to run the ball. They use the run, the Colts, to set up Daniel Jones in the passing game. I don't know how effective that will be today. I like the Rams. I'm comfortable with the 3.5, but I like the under 50. I did something else, I'll say, on the last game as far as the side goes. But give me the under 50 in this one, Jimmy. I'm gonna go.
Do you want to make the Rams official as well?
No, because I'm doing the teaser.
Okay.
That I have the Rams in.
So let's roll. And the under 50 I can get right now minus 116. Let me know if we can beat that anywhere. Packers Cowboys Sunday nighter. Marley, take it away.
All right, Packers Cowboys. I mean, anybody that's paid attention to me on this show for the last couple of years or on my own show on Brothers the Vets know, I'm from Texas. I'm from Houston. We do not deal in anything Cowboys. So when you see these Cowboys plays, most of the time I'm on the opposite side. However, this play, I agree with Birdie. Me and Birdie kind of similar thinking. I think he was on the team. He was on the over, if I'm not mistaken. So love that play. I'm on the over with him. I also got the Packers team total over 13.5 for the first half. Let me go to my notes real quick. The Cowboys defense, oh my God, how bad it is for them to let go of Micah. It's terrible. In the first half alone, they've given up at least, I want to say, 20 points a game. They couldn't stop. I think who got the line early? They couldn't stop anybody except for the storm that hit in Philly. That's the only time the defense has stopped anybody. Somebody said that earlier on the show, I think. Anyway, this defense is giving up 30 points a game, almost 300 yards passing, over 100 yards rushing. Get the Packers coming off a terrible game against the Browns. Other than that, I mean, everybody's picking them as Super Bowl favorites since the Michael Parsons trade. Jordan Love's been playing pretty good, 5 CDs, 1 interception. That's his biggest thing was turning over the ball. They don't run it all that great, but they run it regardless. Jacobs, I think he's 2 in attempts, definitely top 5 in attempts. He's only averaging 3.1 yards a carry, but they are going to run the ball in order to set up the pass. Kraft at tight end has been phenomenal. He's leading the team in passing and receiving yards. The defense is only giving up 14 points a game. Like I said, less than 200 yards. They're only giving up 64 yards rushing. So I don't think, and obviously Dallas doesn't have CeeDee Lamb. George Pickens, we know, Penn, he's moody. We don't know if he's going to come out and play. He might come out and play. He might play half the game. He might block. He might not block. Kind of depends. We don't know which Pickens we're going to get. How much do you trust that to not turn the ball over? 3 touchdowns, also 3 interceptions. We know he can sling it, but I think we get one of those old classic Cowboy games where they're down early and they have to throw the ball late, and at the end, maybe it looks close. I don't see a way. I know the only thing that stopped me from jumping all over the 6.5 was just like the public is so heavy on this game. What did you say earlier? 90-something%
It's crazy.
of the money is on the Packers.
It's gone down this morning, so it's gone down 3%. So it was 93% when I last looked. It's now 90.
Still 90. So I kind of tend to shy away when I see numbers like that with the public. So what I did do, though, as we spoke earlier, I did a teaser. I did the Rams, teased the Rams, I teased the Chargers, and I teased the Packers. 3 games that I talked about that I do have action on the sides on. So that's what I did.
Can you give me the numbers there?
I teased the Packers down to – hold on. I got the Packers at – where's my teaser? Packers at -1 plus 100. I got the Rams plus 2.5 at -110, and the Chargers at a half at -105.
Chargers at -0.5 or +0.5?
-0.5.
-0.5. And what does that work out to all overall?
What do you mean?
Is that -120?
Oh, like the total? It doesn't give it to me. My bad.
Okay, I'll get that for you.
Yeah, it doesn't give me the whole
no worries.
total together.
I will get it for you. Okay, we're in business here. So Chargers -0.5, Rams +2.5, and Packers -1. You'll get better than that. You get better than -120. That's what I was thinking. 2-team teaser.
I got Pollock plus money on the return. So.
Oh yeah, definitely on the three in banger, probably in the 160 area. I'll get it for you. We have the teaser for Marley, our season 4 champion, our season 3 runner-up. We have Packers first half team total over 13.5 and the full game over 46.5. Those are both available right now. Under 50 at -116 and Colts Rams. Giants team total under 19.5 -115. We got to be real tight here, Marley. I wish we had more time, but tell us a little bit about what's going on with Brothers and Bets. I'm going to put your X handle in the chat. Marley had his X handle hacked. So this is the new X handle. Please support it. He had a ton of followers and then it was hacked. So please support the new X handle here. Let's build it up like the old one. Take it away, Marley.
Crazy, man. Appreciate it. Y'all can catch me on Wednesdays. Me and Coach doing the college show, NCAA picks at 7 p.m. And here, as many times as Jimmy had me on, I need to get with LJ, man. We can get back the NFL show going. And you already know, man, as always, let's beat Vegas, Jimmy.
Our guy Marley in the house. We head to our next guest, the star of the Locker Room Talk podcast. He's also been a star on our NFL live streams, just handing out winner after winner. Please welcome our guy, Just My 2 Cents. TC, how are you, my man?
Jimmy, I am still trying to wake up, dude. It was a long night. I got my fucking ass whooped with UFC, but I'll tell you where I did not get whooped was last Thursday, and that has become a little bit of a trend, man. I'll tell you what, it ain't over till it's over, Jimbo. I was down until the fourth quarter of the game Thursday and came back pretty late in the fourth quarter, actually, to secure 1 unit of profit. So still doing well in NFL this year. Very happy to be back, dude. Thank you so much for having me.
It's great to have you, my man. We got to move quickly here. We have Saints-Bills, a game that we have not set up, and a game I have moved on. The total is 48.5, and it is climbing. I knew it would climb late. I probably should have just waited to the last minute to bet the under. I have the 48. On the spread, we're down to 14.5 or 14s. And then from a cash flow standpoint here, we have the 77% of the tickets on Buffalo, 64% of cash. Big bets coming in on New Orleans. 69% of tickets on the under and 71% cash on the under. It doesn't seem to matter. You have an anytime touchdown and an SGP. I also put together Bills -6.5 and Cook anytime touchdown. Remember, if Cook gets a rushing touchdown, he passes O.J. Simpson and Cookie Gilchrist, and he is in the record book, longest streak of rushing touchdowns in Bills history. And I've already heard Josh Allen's already talked about how it means something to him, and it means something to the team. And if it means something to if it means something to somebody that Josh Allen cares about, he gets it done. So I think James Cook's going to get it. Take it away for us, TC, your anytime touchdown and SGP.
I like the James Cook look. So shout out to you, Jimmy. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Smash the like button if you have not done so already, boys. We're creeping up on 100 likes. I won't take up too much of your time. I do have an ATD. I think the Bills are going to whoop the living fuck out of the Saints, and I think that the wealth is going to be spread around. I think Keon Coleman is going to be one of the gentlemen that finds pay dirt. Give me Keon Coleman, ATD plus 210.
You are in business, Keon Coleman, and then you have an SGP that doesn't include Keon Coleman, so take it away.
I do, sir. I think in the process of the Bills whooping that ass, I think Josh Allen's going to throw 2 touchdown passes, and I think that Dalton Kincaid, who has been having a pretty good year, is going to get 3 catches. I think he's going to catch the ball 3 times. So with those two together, Josh Allen, 2 passing touchdowns, Dalton Kincaid, 3+ receptions, that is plus 110.
You are in business. Coleman, anytime touchdown, plus 210. Allen, over 1.5 passing touchdowns, and Kincaid, over 2.5 receptions at plus 110. We move on to Packers Cowboys Sunday night. I hope you can join us this evening, TC. But look, I know you were up very late, so if you need
no, it's all good, Jimmy. Hey, you ain't got to tell me twice, man. All I got to do is catch a little cat nap, and I'll be good to go, man. I'm not getting too greasy with this game, but I'm getting a little greasy. I'm not getting involved in a side. I'm a Cowboys fan. We fucking suck this year. The Packers have our fucking number and have had our number for a while. So I'm not touching the outcome, but this is one, I feel like this is one of my sneakier little greasier plays for this week. Shout out to Marley. He is absolutely right about the Cowboys defense sucking fucking ass. And their passing defense is worse, but I think what is flying under the radar a little bit is the fact that Jordan Love is averaging just over 10 yards rushing a game. So what I did is I think that he will get that 10. So I took Jordan Love, 10 plus rushing yards for plus 164. I think that is kind of fly. Yeah, I know the passing props are going to be a little bit sexier for Love today. I get that. I think he's going to torch the Cowboys, but I think in the process, I think he'll run it a couple times, give me 10 yards. So I got that for plus 164.
Jordan Love, 10 or more rush yards, plus 164. And then, TC, we got a teaser. Take it away.
Yes, sir. So I got a 3-leg multi-game teaser that has a couple alt spreads in it. I do think that the Lions take care of business, but I'm kind of with Bernie. I think it's going to kind of be like a weird week for them. So I don't know if they're just going to beat the shit out of the Browns like they probably should, but I think they win. I think they win by a field goal. So what I have, the first leg of it is Lions minus 2.5. We're just talking about the Bills game. I think the Bills are going to fucking boat race the Saints. I think they're going to beat the fuck out of them. But I don't want to get too crazy. I think they beat them by 10 at least. I think it's 10-14 realistically. So to the second leg of it is Bills minus 9.5. And the final leg, I didn't get too cute with this one. I do think this team wins. I don't really know by how much. I think it's by a touchdown. But I took the Chargers. I took the Chargers money line to complete the parlay. So that is Lions minus 2.5, Bills minus 9.5, and Chargers money line, and that is plus 132, Jimbo.
Plus 132. Last year, TC was a revelation on our show. He didn't join us until week 15. This is his season 5 debut right now. He won in week 15. He won week 17. He won week 18. He won in the division. He won in the conference. And he gave some back in the Super Bowl, but 5 straight weeks of winning performances. Overall 9-8 plus 2.55 units last year, and here making his season debut with Lions minus 2.5, Bills minus 9.5, Chargers money line at plus 132, Jordan Love 10 or more rush yards at plus 164, Keon Coleman anytime touchdown plus 210, and his SGP Allen 2 or more touchdown passes, Kincaid 3 or more receptions at plus 110. My man, just my
That's
2 cents
it.
in the house, will be joining us here for our live stream on Sunday night. Thank you so much. We got to keep moving real fast, but thank you so much for your time and energy, my man. Any last words for the Capper supporting the show?
Oh, Jimmy, man, thank you. Thank you, boys in the chat, for supporting. We up on the Discord, boys, in case you don't know. Silver and gold members, get in on that shit 24/7 capping. Hope to see y'all there. Hope to see you on the live stream. I will be there tonight. Thanks again, Jimmy. Hit the like, boys, and kick ass today.
Our guy, TC, in the house. Thank you, TC. We got AM's action, too. I've copied and pasted it all. We'll discuss it here at the end of the program. But let's keep rolling. We have one of TC's co-stars in the Locker Room Talk podcast, the star of many of our Betting with the Bag shows, as well as our live streams. Please welcome from South Jersey, we have Mr. Billy Brisbane. Brizzy, what's good, man? How are you?
Doing all right. We're going to keep it clean, short, and sweet today.
Well, let's get right to work. New Orleans Saints, Buffalo Bills, my friend. Take it away.
Yeah, James Cook, first half, anytime touchdown, plus 120. And then James Cook, anytime touchdown, minus 175. Obviously, most touchdown props today, but you talked about it, the franchise record, the matchup. I mean, this has been the wheelhouse. We came on here week 1 and we told you these price tags against the Saints running backs are about to go up for anytime touchdowns. And I believe every running back that has played the Saints has scored a touchdown so far this year since week 1. So I think the trend continues. And I think James Cook gets the early tote in the first half. I thought that would be minus money. Like minus 115, minus 120 for James Cook first half anytime touchdown. So seeing that plus 120, I think it's good money.
Plus 120, not okay. Sorry, I had 125. Plus 120 for the first half, anytime touchdown. Cook, anytime touchdown game, minus 175. Brizzy running. Let's move on to the next spot on the board for Billy Brisbane, Colts, Rams, SoFi Stadium. Take it away.
Yeah, not going to bore you with too many stats. Take the over in this game. Over 49.5, minus 112. Points. Great matchups across both sides of the field. I feel like the Rams receivers could have a day. And I also think the Colts, Indiana Jones might be in a little bit of a comeback mode here. If the Rams put up points and we see Daniel Jones have to push the ball, I think we're going to see a lot of points here in this game. And I wouldn't be shocked if the first half goes way bonanza and then we might see a second half under or vice versa. But one of these halves, there's going to be a lot of points, and I think that's what pushes over the total here. I like the 49.5 minus 112.
You are in business over 49.5 minus 112 for Colts Rams, which takes us, Brizzy, to Bears Raiders Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. I can't wait for this football game today. I've thought about it for probably more than any other game here on the card. Take it away.
I don't mind the Raiders. The market definitely says Raiders, but damn it, I'm planting my flag on this one. Ashton Genty's about to have a fucking day. Today's the breakout day for Ashton Genty. Anytime touchdown minus 148. If you want to take the rushing yard prop, I mean, it opened up at 63.5 all the way up to 70.5 in some places. I mean, one of these games, Genty is going to have a breakout game. He's been hit behind the line of scrimmage in 57% of his carries. I don't think the Bears are doing all that in this matchup. Bears 31st in rushing yards and third most yards after contact allowed to running backs. I think Ashton Genty breaks one off into the end zone today. This is kind of like the Ashton Genty breakout game here, I feel like.
Oh, that would help very, very much if he erupts. I've been impressed with him this year. All I've heard is negativity about him, but he gets contact 6 inches after receiving the ball. I mean, he's handled a very difficult situation, I think, quite well.
Yeah, that's crazy. 57% of the carries that he's had this year, he's been hit behind the line of scrimmage, which is
insane. It's insane. Genty anytime touchdown minus 148. Over 49.5 for Colts Rams. Cook touchdown and Cook first half touchdown for Brizzy. Brizzy, thank you for keeping it so tight. I'm behind in schedule and you just crushed it tight and crushed it. Thank you for all that you do for us. I hope we get to see you in the live stream tonight. Do we get to see you in the live stream tonight?
Yes, 100%. I feel like I'm leaving money on the table. There's going to be a lot of good bets in that Sunday night game. Make sure you guys join the live stream tonight. We will be talking about it.
I love it. There's our guy, Billy Brisbane. I'm 12-5 with you guys live betting in NFL this year. 12-5, and I want more. And I don't have pregame action on that, but I might soon. We have our next guest making his season debut, a fixture on our programs, and a capper I miss dearly. I've not been working with him enough now. The NBA is right around the corner. Hopefully we see a lot more of him. Please welcome from Houston, Texas, our guy, LJ from H-Town in the house. LJ, what's good, man? We miss you.
What's going on, Jimmy? Happy to be back here on NFL Pub Sports Radio, man. Got a lot of matchups today. A lot of vulnerability, and I attack these games real precisely, Jimmy. So, hey, let's get right to it. Let's get this money.
Let's get right to it. We start with Saints Bills. Take it away.
Yeah, Jimmy, Saints and Bills. I'm with 2 cents. I think the Bills are going to beat the living daylight out of the Saints today. And I think a lot of it's going to be early, just as Seattle did last week versus the Saints. So I'm going to take the Bills team total, Jimmy, over 31.5. The books have juiced it up 1 point. I'm not scared, because the Bills damn near average this much points at home versus any opponent. Now, versus the NFC, Josh Allen has been a monster. 2+ touchdowns, 10 out of the 15 games. He's had a rushing touchdown, 9 out of the 15 games. But the team total is where I'm going to stick to, because they've hit it 7 out of the last 13. So I believe they put a lot of points on the board. I'm with you with James Cook as well. That's going to be one of my props. James Cook. I'm going to take the 2+ touchdowns, Jimmy, and I'm going to take the win. And that's a plus 211 is what I got on that. He's 81 to the touchdown at home his last 9 games. The Saints allowed the running back to score a touchdown in all 3, just like Billy just said. And Kenneth Walker had 2 rushing last week on his own. So I don't see how James Cook could get a rushing or receiving or 2 rushing. I believe your theory that Josh Allen is going to feed him today. He wants him to get that record. So I believe he's going to cash that touchdown with the win. 2 touchdowns plus the win. And I'm on the Bills team total over 31.5, Jimmy. I just don't believe Rattler can put up enough points in his career on the road out of the division. The defense is averaging, he's given up 34.5 points in those 3 games on the road outside of the division. So 31.5 points for the Bills.
We can get you that team total over 31.5 minus 102 available right now offshore. Cook 2 touchdowns and Bills money line plus 211. We roll on to Panthers, Patriots, Gillette Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts. We've already set this one up. Take it away.
Yeah, Jimmy, I talk about it all the time. Everybody knows Carolina second quarter they are just the ultimate fade. They've been outscored on the road 170-33 in their last 12 games on the road. 1-11 against the spread in the second quarter in their last 12. So, Patriots, second quarter minus the half, Easy money, ladies and gentlemen. Not to mention, Carolina's defense has allowed 26 plus points outside of their division, 17 out of their last 23 games. And if you want to break it down even more, 10 out of the last 13 games. They've allowed 26 points outside of their division. So Patriots team total over 23.5 is a very good look. I'm not going to put it for the show. I'm just going to stick to the second quarter because that's where my money is at. So yeah, Patriots second quarter. Let's take advantage of Carolina not being able to score at all in the second quarter. So that's my play. Second quarter Patriots.
And what is the juice on the -0.5?
Oh, but 110.
-110. Okay, you are in business. Patriots second quarter -0.5. We got LJ from H-Town here on Pop Sports Radio. We have Titans Texans here, and this is a game that we haven't set up. So I was very happy that you were talking about it, but we got to work quick as we still have Dutch Boy Fresh joining us right after this. This opened up at 6. Well, the look ahead was 6.5, and then on Sunday night it opens up at that 6.5. Then it moves to 7, and it's been there for a long time. Now, Houston -7 is now -115. Houston -7 a few days ago was +100, so it is moving towards the Texans. From a total standpoint here, we have, here we go. From a total standpoint here, we got, what the hell's wrong with me? We have a 40. This was a 38 it opened at. It opened up, the look ahead was 40.5. And then, and I shouldn't say this was a 38.5 at 38 because I saw it at 38 at 365. But then this comes out at other books at 40. It drops down to 39 to 38.5. And again, at 365, this was a flat 38. And now we're back up to 40. So interesting U-shaped movement on the total. And when we get to the cash flow for this total here, we have 75% of tickets, 84% of cash on Houston, 60% of tickets on the under, and 55% of cash. Take it away, my man.
Yeah, Jimmy, I believe this is the desperation spot for the Texans. We do not want to lose to probably the worst team in the AFC in our division with a rookie quarterback on the road. That's just not going to go well in the media if that happens. So I believe D'Amico is going to have an excellent game plan today, and it's going to lean more on the defense because that's our strongest side of our team is our defense. And the fact that we cannot run the ball, we haven't scored in the red zone in all 3 games, and we've given up 5 turnovers in the 3 games. So I believe that's going to calm down today just because we have Cam Ward on the road again versus a division foe. And I just don't believe he's there yet for the simple fact they're averaging under 4 yards per play. So he's not having any type of sustainability on his offense to get any points. Now, his defense might help him, but they've given up 74 points in the last 2 games. And I'm not saying the Texans are going to put up all these monster points, but I believe they can jump on them early and hold the lead. And I think the defense will bring it home. So I believe the Texans will cover this spread, Jimmy. I'm on the 7. I'll take the 7 with the Texans. I just believe that they will find a way defensive-wise to win this game because it's a desperation spot. I understand how we playing now. We can't protect CJ. I understand all that. But the Titans can't protect Cam Ward as well. He's the most sacked quarterback in the league at 15. And to mention that, I am on 2 props and I parlayed them together. I'm on my guy, Will Anderson, over half a sack. He's had a sack in every single game. And like I said, Cam Ward is the most sacked quarterback in the league. So I believe that front 4 will get to him. And I believe Will Anderson will have one of those sacks. And I parlayed it with our guy Fairburn, over 1.5 field goals. And that gives you a plus 136. Fairbairn, 5-1 in his last 6 home games versus the division. He's hit over 1.5 field goals. And not to mention the Titans have allowed 2+ field goals in all 3 games so far this year. So I believe this game coincides to the Houston getting the lead, staying on the lead, and winning this game outright because they don't want this to lose to this team. So Texans -7, and I'm on those 2 props to parlay.
And you are in business, my friend. We can get you that -7 at -115. Sharper books have moved it to -120 and higher. Move on to Browns Lions. Take it away.
Yes, sir. We have the first mortgage bet of the year, Jimmy. Hands down, wife already knows she's cool with it because she trusts her husband when he does this. Detroit, -5.5, Jimmy. I took it early soon as it came out, simply because Detroit, first half at home versus the AFC in the last 3 years, 6-2. against the spread. And those 2 losses were against Buffalo. So if you take Buffalo out, they're 6-0 against the spread in the first half versus the AFC at home. Cleveland on the road in the first half versus the NFC. 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games, Jimmy. So they're averaging 9 points in those losses. Detroit is averaging 17 points in those wins. Not to mention 21-6 against the spread in the first half at home since 2023. Cleveland is 6-12-2 against the spread in the first half, going back to last year. And I don't see how Cleveland is going to score because their team total has went under 17 out of the last 20 games. But hey, the second half could be different. They showed it last week versus the Packers. They came off a huge win. Now they got to come on the road versus that same division because the Packers are in the Lions division. So they come in against that same division on the road in a vulnerable spot with Detroit coming off a big win. Now they're coming back home where they do their best. So Detroit, Jimmy, -5.5 mortgage bet of the year first half. And I'm on the prop. Armon St. Brown, over 5.5 receptions, -130. He's 7-1 to the over 5.5 receptions at home versus the AFC in his last 8 games. And we know Cleveland plays a lot of man coverage. And who's the number 1 receiver this year versus man coverage? Oh, that would be Armon St. Brown, ladies and gentlemen. So Armon St. Brown, over 5.5 receptions. Detroit, -5.5 first half.
You are in business, LJ. Your final spot on the board before we get to Dutch Boy Fresh. We got to be tight here, my man. Chargers, Giants, take it away.
Oh, we're very, very tight. Under 43.5. Giants, 24-9-2 to the under at home since 2021. That's a 72% hit rate. And I don't believe, even though Jack Dark's coming into this game, I don't believe he's going to put up enough points to be in this game. I believe the Chargers control it. I like the double result as well. But I'm not going to put it for the show, but I've already bet that double result as well for the Chargers. The Giants have given up 2 double results already. So why they can't give up 1 to the Chargers? So Chargers, Giants, under 43.5.
You are in business. The under 43.5. St. Brown over 5.5 receptions. Lions first half -5.5. Texans -7. Anderson sack. Fairburn over 1.5 field goals +136. Patriots second quarter -0.5. Bills team total over 31.5 -102. Cook 2 touchdowns and Bills +211. What else, my man?
1-0. Napers, I'm sorry, over 5.5 receptions. 6 out of the last 8 home games. He's hit this last season. He didn't have it last, but I believe the new quarterback will give him more opportunities. So Napers, over 5.5 receptions, -150.
You are in one -115 or -150?
150. Yeah, -150.
Okay. You are in business, my man. Thank you so much, LJ. Great to have you back in business. I will be in touch, my friend. Go get that cash. Mortgage bet on the line. I love it. Thank you, my man. Any last words for the Captain Sport in the show?
Hey, man, join this football Sunday and let's get this money, man. I'm out.
Let's go. Let's go. We go from Houston up to Las Vegas. Your next guest delivering the goods here on NFL Pub-Up, currently ranked 4th out of 20 cappers, sitting 6-4 plus 2.74 units. Please welcome our guy, Mr. Dutch Boy Fresh. Dutchy, what's good, man? How are you?
Jimmy the motherfucking bag. Yo, salute to the lady gents and D gents for tuning in. It's all love. Man, good to be back. Yeah. Hey, I was keeping it tight, bro. Hey, man, it's good to see our guy. Man. Good to see our guy. Let's go.
Thank you for your patience, buddy. Chargers, Giants, take it away, my man.
Yeah, man. Hey, I like what he was talking though a little bit. I'm on the under. I got the 44 -115. Also on the Giants +6.5. We're gonna keep it real tight. I think honestly, it's like a fucking dead weight, a fucking big ass fucking dead weight off your back. You know what I mean? Like just absolutely heavy off the shoulders, man, with Russell Wilson being out of there. So I think it's kumbaya right now in that locker room. It's like when the stinky ass neighbor, the Fungans and Piss Boy leave the compound, the whole building is happy. And that's what I feel like by putting Russ on the bench. So I believe they got a little juice here. Also, a horrible spot for the Chargers, Jim. 3 straight division games. I mean, it was in Brazil, played Kansas City. They played the Raiders in Vegas. And then a tough, very tough game against my Denver Broncos. I believe they're going to be ready just to get the fuck out of New York, hopefully with the W. Be careful, though. This one stinks a little bit to me. I'm taking the 6.5, and I wouldn't be mad at the sprinkle. It goes down to the offensive line. I do think this defense, the front, especially that front seven of New York, will give Herbert some trouble. You know, I'm very high on Justin. We've seen him be under pressure the most last week against that impressive Denver defense. I do think the Giants will have a little bit to say about that as well today. Now, they did hold the Chiefs to 22 last week, pretty solid. 7 of the last 8 in September have went to the under here for the Giants. And the Chargers, 7-1 last 8 in September, 4-2 to the under last 6, under 5 of the last 6 in the NFC. 5-1, of the last 6 versus the NFC for the Chargers. And as I mentioned, those 3 straight division games, 2-1 to the under as well. I love the 44 under, and I think the Giants are live in this football game. Going to put some pressure on Herbert. And I don't expect Jackson Dart to do fucking wonders, but I expect him to be a lot better than Russ.
AM riding with you on that Giants plus 6.5. It's a sharp side. I agree. Chargers are in a tough spot. It should just be a business trip, get in, get out kind of a thing. Under 44. Now, you have... Can I ask you? I know we got to be tight. We do have 9 minutes, so I don't need to force too much. But do you think the angle is you really believing in Jackson Dart, or are you more thinking just getting Russell Wilson off the field?
Of the Chargers, and I know everyone and their fucking mom got the Chargers on their teaser, probably got them on their Survivor, money line, all this bullshit. This one right here, this one football game, ladies and gentlemen. The Giants are clearly leaps and bounds better. The Chargers are leaps and bounds better than the Giants. We got Jim Harbaugh. You got Justin Herbert, one of the best things going. Top 5 quarterback, in my opinion. I mean, it's not a question who's a better football team here. It's week to week. And on this Sunday, the Chargers are live.
Jackson Dart expectations. I know you watched him closely in college and things like that. You know him very well. What are your expectations of him?
I think he's 9 days compared to Russ. So, you know what I mean? I like his confidence. I like what Bo got, Scatterbo, little Scatterbo got going on back there. I think they got some juice going on. And just getting Russ the fuck out of there, man. It's like everybody feels better. It's like the sunshine when you see motherfucking rain for 7 days straight. It's just good. So I don't expect Jackson Dart to be great, especially against a very talented Chargers defense. But I don't expect him to make the mistakes to really give this game away and cost a cover.
A breath of fresh air. And I feel you. We move on to a money line parlay here for Dutch Boy Fresh. Currently 6-4 plus 2.74 units through 2 shows here. This is show number 3 of season 5 for Dutch. We start. I want to go one at a time. So the first leg of your money line parlay is an Eagles Buccaneers. Take it away.
Yes, sir. And I will touch on that real quick. The 6-4 is kind of disgusting too, Jen, because we both had Houston that Monday night game. I don't know how the fuck they lose to Tampa. And then I still think I got robbed in Indianapolis with my Broncos. So very close to being 6-2. But we're gonna get back
8-2.
Yeah. But we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Juice up that.
But that is plus 2.74 units. So you've had some bangers in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And ran a little bit bad, but we're going to get back in the groove of things here on this beautiful Sunday. Eagles money line. It is what it is, man. They're the best thing going, man. 19-1, the last 20. Go ahead and line the fuck up and bet against Jalen Hurts. Not me, ladies and gentlemen. Not fucking me. This line open, money line minus 120, now around 190. So you guys want to get cute and take the Bucks with the 3.5. I'm not mad at it, but watch out for these Philadelphia Eagles because they still have not played their best football game. Obviously, off a super high coming back there against the Rams, but they did not play great in that football game. So I actually expect them to play a little bit better. Also, double revenge here against the Tampa Bay Bucks, and they are 6-1 ATS against the number last 7 road games. Bucks, to me, I love Baker. I'm high on Baker Mayfield. That boy, got a chip, and I love it. But at the end of the day, this is a suspect 3-0, Jim. They have won their 3 games by a total of 6 fucking points against Atlanta, Houston, who I think gave that motherfucker away, and the Jets. Come on. And they barely got through New York at home. So I actually expect Philadelphia to be pretty well off in this game. I don't think Tampa is as good as everyone thinks. I think Mike Evans being out is gonna we'll see that become some of an issue. I know this rookie is a fucking stud, but you need Mike Evans out there as well. I think they're gonna make him more one-dimensional, and I don't think Baker's gonna get the job done. Give me the Eagles money line, and we got them parlayed with the Los Angeles Rams. All right, so we're gonna go Rams here. Now you look, they just played the Eagles, man. That was one of the craziest bad beats in a long, long time. Tough loss for a team that simply outside of the Eagles, I think is the second best team in the NFC. I think this team is just that damn good. You want to bet on a team that takes a loss like that. Now they're 5-0 against the ATS, last 5 against the AFC, excuse me. And this is where you want McVay. Listen to these numbers, my guy. 58-30 at the crib. Straight up, 58-30. That's 66 fucking %. McVay is a bet on coach, and he is an auto bet at the crib when we're getting lower numbers. So we're going to parlay this plus 132. Colts on the other side, a little suspect, my guy. Also a Fugazi 3-0 in my opinion. Tennessee and Miami, and then we already talked about the Bronco game. You know, very, very questionable win there. And I believe we're going to see the NFC Daniel Jones. You remember that guy, Jimmy? You remember him? I think it's going to come back to reality in LA, baby. Rams, Eagles, plus 132. It's good money.
We have Dougie Wise and Thomas Maggio loving the parlay. That's available at that line, that number right now as we speak. I checked out a couple books. It's available right now between plus 130 and plus 135. Dutch got it plus 132. Now, Dutch, the game of the week here, Ravens, Chiefs, Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City, Missouri. Take it away, my man.
Yeah, man. Let's go, Jim. Let's go. You might not like what I have to say, but hey, this is the fun part about it, right, my guy? One of us going to be chest out. The other one going to be sitting down, crouched the fuck back, right? Like, yeah. Hey, but either way, it's going to be a beautiful thing, I believe. Now, what is a real motherfucking beautiful thing, which you like that record from Sean McVay at the crib? I'm going to give you one a little bit better. Patrick motherfucking Mahomes at the house. 58-14 straight up. That's 80%, Jim. You lining up against 80%, bro? I don't know, my friend. 75%. Lamar, 6. Now, okay, this is where we go. Let me read my notes here. My apologies. Now, when it comes to it, there's one real elite quarterback, and there's one real, they got 2 elite running backs over there on the other side. And Baltimore is in some trouble. And what really, now they're 2-1 ATS last 3 against these boys. Straight up against the Ravens. And what really comes to in the last 3 meetings is the completion rate. You got a 61 completion rating from Lamar Jackson, and you got a 75% completion rating from Patrick Mahomes. I think we're going to see pretty much the same damn thing in this game. The Ravens are in trouble, bro. I mean, look at fucking King Henry, bro. He's fucking cannot hold on to the ball when it's money time. He cool for 3 quarters. But when it's money time, you start pressing like LBJ. I don't want that shit. And Lamar, you're going to be back there trying to be fucking Tom Brady? Get the fuck out of here, bro. You're a running back. I lost money on him Monday night. Why? Because you want to sit back there and try to dissect the defense. That's not what you do, bro. And you don't got the weapons to do that. And that's not going to work in Kansas City. And you're fugazi when you see Kansas City. You can't beat Patrick Mahomes. So I don't understand all the love for the Ravens. 17-2, the Chiefs are straight up against a fellow AFC opponent. 16-3 ATS last 9 meetings in Kansas City versus these boys. It's big bro versus little bro, Jim. The Ravens are allowing 32 points per game. 31st, that's 31st in the league. They're allowing 415 fucking yards per game. 32nd in the league. 150 rushing yards per game. 30th in the league. 31st in passing yards per game at 266. This defense couldn't stop me and 10 other motherfucking PSR fellas. They are in trouble. And then you listen to Humphrey at the end of the fucking show on his little podcast. I don't know what's going on. I just don't know. The guy sounds fucking retarded. I don't want to back this team. They're in a lot of fucking trouble. And they'll be just fine after the bye. But they'll probably lose to the Rams. And they're going to go into the bye. Everyone's going to be like, what's wrong with the Ravens? And then they're probably going to win 9 straight, Jim. And then we'll talk about the playoffs. So don't talk. I'm not saying Baltimore is going to be complete ass. But they will not win in Kansas City. Plus 125. Jeez, good money.
Everybody loving the energy and the fight in Dutch Boy Fresh today. Closing out the show, headlining the show with a banger. Chiefs plus 125, Eagles, Rams, moneyline parlay plus 132, Giants plus 6.5, and the under 44 minus 115. Dutch Boy Fresh, thank you so much for rocking with us. Medicate Monday is less than 24 hours away, my friend. Thomas Maggio says, Dutch, the best. Thank you for rocking with us. Dutch, any last words for the cappers supporting the show?
Yeah, man. Shout out to my guy, Thomas Maggiano. Spinny, man. Scooping a half of that woke as fuck today. I had to get going for my guy. You know what I mean? We blasted the fucking shoulders and arms, and we're going to go to the motherfucking window. Believe that, Jim. As always, a pleasure being with you, my friend. Let's get to the bag. Y'all
Let's
stay.
get Oh, I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't wait for all of this. So happy birthday to Skylar Allen, 16 today. We gave out the birthday pick, Falcons -2 or money line. Thank you to our guests, Bobano, Wine Time, Birdie, Marley, TC, Brizzy, LJ, and Dutch Boy Fresh. I'm on the Ravens -2.5. Ravens double result +162. Buffalo -6.5. James Cook anytime touchdown together -135. New England Buffalo under 48. Lions double result -150. Patriots double result +105. Indianapolis Rams over 49.5. Jacksonville, San Francisco first half over 23.5. Full game over 47. San Francisco -3. Broncos double result -138. Falcons first half money line. Falcons full game money line. I just lost the under 41.5 in Minnesota, Pittsburgh. I'm 0-1 to start the week. I didn't move pregame on Thursday, but we did live bet 2 bets and cashed them both. The over 37.5 and the Cardinals +10.5. The Cleveland Detroit over 44, Patriots -5, and Raiders money line. Let's review all action. Thank you guys so much for supporting our show, man. We have nothing without all of you in the chat. Truly, thank you guys for rocking with us. You guys are the heartbeat. This is the action from today's show. Bucks +3.5. Bucks team total over 19.5. Patriots -5 and the over 23.5. Falcons money line. Jaguars +3.5 and the over 46. The over 49 in Indianapolis, LA Rams. Over 47 in Bears, Raiders. Over 48 in Ravens, Chiefs, and the Packers -6. Wine Time gave us the Jaguars +3.5. A lot of Jaguars talk. It's all Jags. Nobody on the Niners. Nobody on the Ravens. We'll see how this bangs out. Jaguars +3.5, Raiders money line, and Atlanta, Washington first half under 21.5. JT is on Drake London over, and JT would have been with us at anniversary with him and his wife of 20 plus years. What a family they've created. Shout out to JT, Talk Sports with JT and his family. A great family man, a great capper. Drake London over 65.5 receiving yards. Jefferson under 74.5 receiving yards. That's JT. So Drake London over 65.5. Justin Jefferson. Oh, I guess that's already banged out the Jefferson spot. Then we have a Birdie gave us Carolina +5.5. Give us Washington, Atlanta over 43.5. Chargers, Giants over 43.5. Chargers, Troy Dye under 3.5 tackles. Bobby Okereke over 3.5 assists. Bobby Okereke 10 or more tackles and assists. And Drew Phillips over 4.5 tackles assists. Hassan Reddick sack. Jack Campbell over 7.5 tackles and assists. Colts +3.5. And remember, he said that Mekhi Blackman. This is a 4:05 p.m. game. That Mekhi Blackman over 1.5 assists at +200 is the best bet on the board. That's available at Bet365 right now. Zaire Franklin under 4.5 tackles. Kansas City money line and Kansas City under 48.5. Dallas +7 and Dallas Green Bay over 46.5. Marley gave us the Giants team total under 19.5. Colts Rams under 50. Packers first half team total over, and he was crushing with those first half team total overs last year. And over 40 and the year before. And over 46.5 in Packers. Cowboys, his teaser, Packers, Rams. Packers -1, Rams +2.5, Chargers -0.5. We roll on. TC gave us Keon Coleman anytime touchdown, and Allen over 1.5 touchdowns, and Kincaid over 2.5 receptions. That SGP is +110. Jordan Love over 10 or more rush yards +164, and his teaser Lions -2.5, Bills -9.5, Chargers money lines +132. AM gave us his action. AM's on the Cowboys +7, Rams -3.5. Titans +7, Jets +3, Panthers, Patriots under 43, Browns +10, Giants +6.5, 49ers -3, Raiders -1.5, Cowboys +7. Brizzy gave us Cook touchdown and Cook first half touchdown, over 49.5 from Colts Rams, and Genty anytime touchdown. Spooner gave us Vikings -2.5, Colts +4.5, 49ers -3, Saints +15.5, Raiders money line, and Chiefs +3. LJ from H-Town, he gave us Bills team total over 31.5, Cook 2 touchdowns, and Bills money line +211. Patriots second quarter -0.5, Texans -7, Anderson sack, Fairburn over 1.5 field goals +136, Lions first half -5.5, St. Brown over 5.5 receptions, under 43.5, and Neighbors over 5.5 receptions. Maiden Philly says that Baltimore does not have a quarterback. He was the most valuable player. Multiple times in our league, but I think it's fun. It adds to the fun, made in Philly. It adds to the fun. And when you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, you have every right to be very confident and dissect other teams because your team is so deep and so strong. Then Dutch Boy Fresh gave us Giants +5, the under 44, and Eagles money line, Rams money line parlay, as well as the Chiefs +125. Thank you guys so much. Justin McKelvey, Star Stacks Play Today, Vitalis, Strategic Investments, Made in Philly, Jojo Rabbit, Nasty Nate, Big Daddy Boom, Grant Clarkson, Coin, Gorky. Oh, great to have him. Marley, Mal, OG, Lowbagger, Top Set. Thank you, Spooner, Spenny, Starchild, AM, Thomas Maggio, Craig Wood, Gerald Jones, Dav Fenn, Dougie Wise, Brothers and Bets in the house, Zoe Cold, Manny 47 Loud, Redbeard, thank you, The Juice. So many great cappers. I wish I could shout you all out. You all deserve it. Big thank you to friends that have my back. With Jose away, I had to produce the show on my own. It's very tricky, and I was frazzled. And first off, Wine Time, I knew he wasn't going to be here for very long, but he just started doing the graphics. He started doing the graphics, came in early, started doing graphics, but I knew he had to go. And then, of course, Dabby Cab comes in and produces the whole show, everything, graphics, everything for me so that I can focus on what's going on here. And I'm truly thankful to both of you gentlemen for having my back. So thank you guys so much. And that is our show for today. Dabby Cab, could you close us out on LJ's song? That's the way I like our shows to end. LJ.
From down south, where we ride on flair. From down south, where we ride on flair. From down south, where we ride on flair. From down south, where we ride on flair.
Sports radio's the crew, that's a fact. We all about bread, making bank accounts fat. Who the hell is that? LJ from the H. I stack green like Boston, shout out to Nasty Nate. From down south, where we ride on slab. 420 highway smoking with that boy Gabby Cat. Fly out to Denver for the Nugget fans so we can smoke out J Money, cause you know that's our mans. Us against the bookies, put money in our pockets. Fly out to Vegas, meet up with Ski Crockett. Hit the sports books, we got money to stack. Can't forget them college picks with that boy Connor Mack. Call up Dutch Boy, cause you know we stay fresh. What's the strain of the day, homie? Watch the daily sesh. Roll up a paper plane, light up a sparkly. If I need a strikeout prop, we gon' holler at Sharpie. Cross over to the West Coast and holler at Fam. If we talking NBA, I got to hit Trot Wham. Always tapping in, money's what we trust. If I need a team total, gotta hit Nut Flush, cause I'm Bishop of Bay, smoking straight to the chest. Gotta fly out to the Beta, homie, Moose Money Bets. From bookies to West, cash checks what we do, cause I'm who banging with Boss and the OG Ragu. If we need it under, I gotta hit no nose. If I ladder my prop, I gotta holler Big Show. Now we back to the East Coast for Nicky Fish Tanks. We watching UFC, keeping money in the bank. Die Hard and Danny Betts and the whole damn crew. Nick's the only guy I know can drink a brew by his shoe, but hey, that's what he do. It is what it is. I can't forget that Jersey boy, that homie Billy Briz. If I need an ice pick, I go to Ontario, holler my ice guy, Ian Bobino. And if I need some advice in trying to cash, tune into Peter Loshak and Jimmy the Bag. And hit that like button, make sure that you smash it. The famous words of Razor Sharp Picks, cash it. I'm on my poker shit, stacking my chips. If we ever lose a bet, man, we never gon' trip. Cause I'm Mike Knight M, Pimp Slap Player of the Day. Ron Crawford spreadsheet, what more can you say? It's how we stay paid each and every day. Can't forget about the producer, say, hey, Jose. Tell your mother, your father, your son, and your daughter, cause nothing's going down without the Don Jeff Slaughter. All you low baggers, hold it down in the chat. If you missed all that, the remix will be back. Yeah.